Thanks so much, Sierra. Well, Godzilla won their bout. Let's see if King Kong can do the same, or if this bear can flip the script. Roy, it's Shopify Rebellion Black taking on SAD Esports. Couple ex-teammates both ways, but Shopify the obvious favorite, especially on this first map.
Yeah, and the one thing both of these teams have in common is their only loss on this map has been to M80. So shake some hands and let's get right into it. Yeah, recall back to the last time we saw SRB play this map was not too long ago against EG. Looking at the stats, and I can see why they've picked this map, to be honest. It's a little crazy.
Yeah, Smoke got to go crazy with this operator last time when they faced against EG Academy. SAD Esports have to make some good choices and make them quick. Otherwise, this half is going to fall apart for them on an attack half in which they're normally mobilized. They'll be stuck on their weaker side for both of these starting maps. First pistol fight off a mount immediately. SAD know they can take the advantage in this one quick. Vita's gonna make quick work of the first, but they're still fighting from beyond the mound and trading their way through it. Exa winning the lurk duel, and Nature still standing and finding out Welly as well, who now sits as the last member of SAD found by the season. So surely that should be the fight. They'll take the double just in case, and it's a quick defensive win by Shopify.
Yeah, and already the team plays on display. The micro is just so on point. I think we're gonna, what we saw in this round is what we can expect for the remainder of this half, right? Or some versions of it, right? Where the core of the SRB roster is gonna be challenging at their own will, and you just leave Smoke on an island to handle himself. And I think he's done, I think it's safe to say he's done a pretty good job at just being on his own little island with the operator and the scope weapons. There's a reason why he's on the chamber here. And last time he played this map, he went 6-0 on First Bloods. Now on the topic of Smoke, and I think it's, I mean, SRB's invested so much time and resources, you know, buying out Smoke, developing him, building around him, having like a structure that makes sense for him and comfortable for him. And I think they're finally seeing that max return on investment right here. But a fast play coming out for SAD Esports and forced by the Stingers across the board. They're looking to up the ante, up the speed right here. And it's a free C site in the 5v5 here. Post-plant about to happen.
It's a good win-win on the force buy. A good win-win on the force buy for C-Site. Knowing that if Smoke was there, you could swarm him. If he's not, everyone else is just going to back up, and SAD can start bulldozing. Back to formula for them. Paint and Vita trading blows. Smoke able to manage a bunch of it, but Zaj can come in and help out the group to make it 4v2. Nature has gotten inside. Welly toying with him, but still losing the fight. But Pain turning back and catching both ends of it. And SAD will steal away the follow-up thanks to that extra buy.
It's not normally that teams would force buy on the second round, considering the spike never went down. So I think it was very unexpected by the SRB side. They've given up so much space. But overall, I mean, this is just a steal of momentum early on, right? The pressure's coming out. I think SAD Esports is coming in, gun swinging, not wanting to show that they're, you know, they're scared. They're not nervous at all to play SRB. Already on the one-to-one, stealing away some of that thunder early on from SRB, but it's still early days. SAD Esports now in the driver's seat for now.
It'll be mound again to start things out. This time Smoke will be planted there. 7 in the head under.
That's all he needs.
Hasn't put that trademark down. So no intercept, just shots. Nice
His aim is a
starting
trademark, Tenric.
Does the job.
Spike planted.
TP out, gets him out safe. Rest of Shopify will clear out A to make sure there's no lurker. There isn't.
Rest assured, they got the ult orb, a little bit of bonus here. And again, damage is the name of the game, right? Speaking in terms of economy, there's not really much for them to work with, just classics across the board. And the headhunter in the name of Smoke, but it's a fast flood from the heaven side. 3 players on this side. 1 player will flip the switch to pressure in the late round, but overall it's going to be SAD Esports defending and trying to counter you to hold ground on the C site.
Vito with the quick outlaw shot is the best one that Shopify had. They'll still go into this and just let SAD have the orbs. Post-plant round that they'll take with relative ease. Aw, barely walled out from taking down Exa.
On the topic of SAD, I think it's pretty undeniable now that SAD Esports has insane X factor and skill, and I think their unique identity, their double duelist that they like to go with, has fallen right into their lap, right? Because I mean, Paint is he was flexing onto the KO last play. It wasn't really working too well, but I feel like the Phoenix is kind of a nice middle ground, right, between his former duelist role and kind of the KO/supportive role. And I feel like the all on the ground duelist has looked so good on him. And when you pair him up with a player like Vita, who's like so in your face, so fast, dude, so mechanically strong, I feel like it pairs really well. And I think this team will catch a lot of players by surprise. A missed shot, a missed opportunity for Smoke, unusual, but a fast play from SAD Esports, no hesitation.
And they're on top of it too. Prowler's gonna track down Smoke. Everyone's gonna get backed out again, and this is exactly how SAD want to take it. Very similar to how they want to play Haven attack as well. Seas catches 3 though, so they've got to brawl it out now. Vita watching from the altitude, catching the 2. Re-entry though as the Smoke fades away. Let's Smoke frag out. That's not confusing at all. Creeping up, 7 hell, still cracks Welly. 3v2, still holding this angle. Waiting for another cross. Payne is tempted, would have to use a TP if he doesn't want to challenge, and he will, and Smoke wins it again! Down to just the 1, but Zaj could maybe spray through this with such little help. No, Xander gets the help on the defuse, and Shopify barely survive, and Smoke still gets away with the op too.
In the most awkward situation to be in, right? 2 of your players at 1 HP having such a hard time getting in. It's really off the back of Smoke just finding kneecaps and elbows in that pulse plant. Insane, man. And the Smoke immediately reacted by Xander. The pressure of the follow-up was just so good by SRB. It looked kind of scary for a sec for them, but overall they recover and they put 2 on the board nice and early. The operator is now in play for Smoke, and actually he gives it to Satellite, and he's probably going to force the tour de force.
You want to play? Let's.
So that's a double op setup here.
Let's do a divorce.
Every time I say that, I just think of Van. Just Vans is just in my head, man. She's always in there.
Living rent free.
Yeah, actually, pay the bills, man.
What that?
Joke's over. You're dead.
Extra French gun, extra French retreat after missing the first. Overdrive out now, and it's immediately burned away. Vita falls in a second, and Smoke is already back. He's got the running back, he's got Payne, and he's got company. Payne trying to hold it down, but Satellite with an op of his own. The double setup clears house, and Shopify's got 2 up for the lead.
And they're just not giving up space on the C site. They're making it look like a retake. They're giving up Ben. They're giving up the site itself, but they're holding back Pillar. They're holding for the fast floods. And it feels like it's catching SAD Esports off guard, and they're having such a difficult time plucking Smoke out of the space, man. He's just like an annoying mosquito that they just can't get rid of, just buzzing in their ear with the operator. No matter what they do, no matter how much utility they dump, he's just not feeling the pressure. He's just sticking around. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, Saddle still rinse and repeat. Once again, the mound take. Sticking 1 on the lurk this time for A. Shopify are still holding those protocols. And Smoke is once again back on this site. Xander is purely the Prowler bait, has a judge in hand this time. And it's just gonna cycle these smokes until SAD gives themselves away elsewhere.
And I wonder if this is their game plan. They don't really want to play the macro. They have a read that Smoke's going to be here quite often, and they're down to play these 5v5 kind of pulse plans, retake scenarios. And maybe they don't want to play the macro game. They just want to force these scenarios, but they're not really having a ton of success right now. It feels like SRB is just so good at finding the gaps in the utility, holding ground, not really giving up too much. Not really succumbing to the pressure that SAD Esports is putting on them despite using ultimates. And now it's a 5v4, a forced pivot here for SAD Esports. Not a ton of space to work with on any of the sides, and they're slowly shrinking space away towards C as well.
All to fade into an A pivot managed by Welly on his own. Still just questioning everything. No clue where Shopify could be planted.
30 seconds left.
They're staying cautious, playing way back. Heavy B clear will get SAD the spike down.
Spike.
Shopify can't compress on this immediately. In from Exa.
Yeah, important
Watch
fight.
4, not
Nice.
1. Now the pit tossed up, and Satellite's already cleared Payne from the high ground. They've got to set this up quick, but they can't extend too far, and there it goes already. Welly just forced to back out and save, and that is 3 ultimates sunk into an empty round.
I mean, this is just unfortunate for SAD Esports. They're just not winning any of the important fights. It's all crumbling unfavorably for them, despite them finding decent scenarios. Yes, they're a player down, but it was still a free B site, uncontested. The flank kill would have helped a lot to equalize things, give them a little bit more space to work with. Exa comes out on top, and Exa's actually, on the topic of that, Exa's such a phenomenal player, man. I know we've said it so many times, and I've said it for sure, but he's in such a good spot of just like having this high IQ playstyle backed by mechanics, and he's such a young talent that the room for growth and I mean the ceiling is just so freaking high, man. It's almost unconceivably high, and I think there's a lot of players on the SRB side that can be said for. But again, pressure from the core side. This time it's smoke on the front B side and Exa solo holding with some utility here towards the C side of the space. They're forcing. Oh, I don't know. X is not the player you want to test, and I think they're feeling that pressure as well. They just back on up out of there. A force pivot once again.
A total lack of intel against the pit. You don't want to risk it if you're going for the full send. Right? They're reconsidering again after you've cut. Maybe convinced that if there was a stack there, now they're gone. Second Prowler used, and they go, and X is cleared. They're making it work. Smoke set up, challenged and beaten by Paint too. Everything working out this time for Sad. So far, Xander with the TP back, already found, but not fully traded away. Vita still up. Xander still working, still killing, gets 2. 2v3 now. The Shopify walk back in from the back site. Paint in front of this, curveball up, run it back, finally down. Showstopper prompted thanks to it. Paint right in front of this and gets blinded away, and Paint with the lineup can clear it down. So Sad, get a grip on things once again, reduce the gap to 1.
I'm glad to see that Sad Esports is not really panicking once they got stalled on the initial idea, right? Because generally teams, when they see the Viper pit come down, they try to brute force it as quickly as possible. Dump the util, try to kill the Viper that's isolated, right? Normally, there's no one else to support the Viper. It's just solo, right? The core of the team is fighting on the other side, and the early utility confirmed it. But they wait out the snake bite, and they're measured, they're controlled, they're disciplined, and they go for the immediate rehit and overwhelm onto Exa. A massive win condition found by Sad Esports and capitalizing nicely, but an early pick found for Satellite through the wall, I think, as well. So that's Vita shut down now. They have to
still press on. Yeah, they have to. Nightfall proactive here from Nature. That tags a couple. And also kind of boxes out Paint for a second here against this screen, but now that it's down, back to business as usual. Still over a minute to go. You could use that Nightfall a tad bit later, but it's 3 in tree.
Shadows traveling.
I'll give it a go. Smoke to drop. Nature in front of this. Paranoia doesn't tag him, but it's still a free plant for Sad. Shopify can't go all in yet. Instead, Nature just keeping the creep. They haven't checked for this, but surely they will in a moment. Big Paranoia to force Welly away from it, though. Xander attempted Chow. Pain wins it, but Nature unchecked and finally getting his. Welly quickly takes care of that, but down to 29 HP. Challenges the op. Smoke with the reset, and now can take that back out of the kit as Paint once again. Only good for the frag trade away, as Smoke has that op back again, and will once more to puppy guard this defusal. Zaj dares to challenge, wins the first, but can't stay alive longer than that. Shopify back in control.
Yeah, and Nature holding ground for so long back site, and the utility support was so good from SRB. First, it's the Viper's orb right in the middle of the bomb site, giving so much space to the left side. We don't actually see it. Do we see it? No, we don't see it on the cam, unfortunately. But there's an orb that blocks the left side scaling, so it just allows him to focus on one side. He survives it for as long as possible. The Paranoia followed up, and of course, it's Smoke once again bailing SRB out of a very uncomfortable scenario with the operator never missing a shot. Man, it's so rare to see a whiff, even though we've seen 2 this game so far. But who's counting? Really?
That's the thing, is that they're so few and far between that you can end up counting them, I think. That's the fun part about it.
That's facts.
But that's been so much of the defensive capability of Shopify, is just if you give enough time for Smoke to get to where he needs to go, then you're going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that for Sad Esports that's worked so far that they have to continue, I think, throughout this is, yes, taking the site is one thing, but you can't give up the push on only half the site. You have to push back the entire site before the players are flooding. And it feels like that moment of hesitations, allowing players from SRB to get into positions to provide extra support, provide utility, right? Like the Paranoia from stairs. Like, you really can't get stuck, man. Once you're on site, you need to get that back space. You need to pluck out these players, because as long as there's a player surviving, it gives so much confidence for the fast flood, right? Like, if there's no players alive, it's much harder to flood. But if that player survives back site, it's a problem. And I think Sad Esports needs to solve that on this attack side ASAP.
flip the defense, Shopify, expecting Sad to cash back in on the mound that they've been more powerful on the attack for, able to be more committal more consistently. Left Smoke to be singular, and he'll actually play way back. Door stab by exit imminent. 3 players now in blue on the 2-3. That'll pivot to a B pitch. And are they checked? Exa gets the freebie, sees out from Nature just in time to catch Vita on the creep. But the double duelist is too strong for him to last any longer. Now it's on Satellite, and the hot hands on the Ricochet lets him stick around a little closer to this. So Sad aren't certain with the space, especially now that the members of C could have made it through the door. Xander already making his way back through blue. So it's back over to the A site now for Sad, having to clear out a bit of extra space. And so Satellite gets the reset into the frag on the Vita. And there's the third whiff from Smoke. Now kind of stuck on drop. TP not free, but the snake bite can't completely flush him. Still, Spike goes down without a hitch. And Satellite now having to re-clear the stair creep because Xander has been stuck. No longer finds Paint. Now Paint's got to pay attention. Xander wins that one too. And it's down to Zaj, and Smoke won't whiff it again. Back to business for Shopify Rebellion, getting stronger by the minute.
And they're just getting corralled in these post plants, man. They're looking so uncomfortable in every fight that is important for Sad to win. They seems like they can't quite get a grasp on it. Xander that time getting such important kills, opening up the pressure, opening up that flank, and kind of cutting away the positions available. Also, I'm surprised I'm surprised they came out of that early round with Sad Esports, that being, by the way, that they came out with +2. And they got 2 kills on that pivot. Yes, Exa got one of them, but still, the judge there was a little scary, man.
Oh yeah, no, that could have easily gotten more. There's threats lurking around every corner in Sad. I mean, you already see how diligent they've needed to be and have been to get the 3 they did. They've been checking very well. They've been doubling up on intel and protocols. They've been anti-reading. I think Mikey's done a great job of understanding the pulse of Shopify's defense a lot of the time, playing around the early obstacles, but only do that for so long before the firepower makes that statement again. So
yeah,
got to call the timeout, adjust that macro, figure out how you can take these fights with better advantage.
For sure. And I think SRB's game plan is starting to become kind of obvious now, right? Is like just have the surviving player on site, allow everyone else to flood in. It's been pretty much the same story on every single scenario, thinking back on this entire half, right? So I feel like for Sad Esports, the conversation isn't really even about the early game or the mid round, because they're finding comfortable finishes. It's really just what they do once that spike goes down, because it feels like they're getting a little timid once that spike goes down. They're not really holding too much space. They're not really fighting for anything. And I think if you want, you know, against teams like SRB and M80, the name of the game is always disrupt the structure. Don't let them do the things they're comfortable running, because they've ran these things hundreds of times in practice. So you have to try to force a game that is, you know, unfamiliar.
Having a quick idea that there's members here. Prowler's gonna send out the sniper, and Smoke is now stuck out of the B site. In they slide. Nature catching Vita on the slide in. Momentum propelling backwards for Sad Esports. Still swinging back onto Nature. Smoke back in time, but Sad have the site. No extension again, though, and out comes Exa to try to find one dry, but he can't. But now comes Xander yet again, back from the C door. Zaj turns to that, and Smoke. A pop-off round for the Viper to find a Thrifty in the midst of it.
And a reminder that Sad Esports never has a shortage of heroics on this roster, man. There's always someone willing to step up in these situations. This time it's Zaj, the rookie of the roster, a player that no one knew anything about in the beginning of the year, and now he's a namestay.
A staple for this team. Was one of
he's
was potentially the
young.
best Yoru during the metas period in this season, I think. And
had to
now
pivot.
one of the best Sentinels, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's so mechanically strong. But again, we're still seeing the same kind of narrative, right? It's like they're getting uncomfortable in these pulse plants. Can't rely on heroics all the time. It's good to have that, but you got to have a bit more of a consistent win con provided to you. This time, though, it's a little bit more measured for SRB. No real gimmicks available. A heavy stack towards the B side of the map. Looking to shut down the A to B options, and if any sort of B play happens as well. And of course, it gives them the fast rotate, which has been the name of the game for SRB on this defensive side.
But once again, they'll be on top of this quick. Sees catches Paint. Doesn't matter. Still gets 2 while that ulti's running. A lot of space already made for Sad. Satellite having to take the back step after the jump peaks too, so they'll no doubt read he's here too. Xander once again going the distance nice and early. Paranoia into blue, the TP to make sure Welly gets caught off guard, but the flashback in to save him. Paint's so ready for that. Smoke daring to challenge this early, seeing if anybody extends from the staircase, but everybody's staying shy until the spike goes down, and even so, Paint will fall. Now the Nightfall toss solely into that pole position. Satellite, thank goodness for Sad's sake, he was there to try to follow up because he's got to back away and waste more time, potentially enough to prompt the save from Shopify. Indeed, that's what they'll do.
Hey, at least they got the Nightfall out, honestly. They're so terrified of Smoke, man. Rightfully so, because he's kind of feeling it right now. And they're seeing the results that he's had recently. Yeah, okay, nice. All right. I mean, overall, I think SRB's happy with this half so far. I mean, you're getting 6 on your defensive side on a map that still feels a lot more comfortable in attack. Like, you have a lot more options to play the game. There's a lot more room to express your macro ideas and kind of a nice little protocoled game plan. Whereas the defense can feel a little claustrophobic at times, especially if teams are doing a really good job taking away your map space. But overall, it's been a back and forth between both of these rosters. Nice trades towards the breakable. Forcing the Nightfall out. That pretty much seals the deal in the pulse plant. But yeah, 6-5. I mean, this is a tame half so far.
Yeah, same story as Nightblood. These underdogs are keeping pace. That is for sure. Always somebody available to step up. And so too does the collective as time goes on.
Cover going out.
Ulti's in the bank here for Shopify. The cycle on the verge. Good for this last part of the half, but they'll still gun it down Mound. Showstopper after Satellite gets the opener, trying to find extra, but rest of Sad is running it down Sand. Able to avoid that explosion. And now the TP ulti from Pain to scope out a pretty vacant A site, potentially suss out Smoke, who is unawares.
Yeah, Smoke, there's so much pressure on him now. He's worried about the lurker. He has no idea where this player could be. You can tell that there's already Exa picking up his back. I feel like the Omen ult has really opened up the kind of the ideas for where Sad Esports wants to end. It really just comes down to the execution from Pain and whether he can snuff out what's happening over here on the A side of the map.
Let's go to over 2 with the cut noise. Saj is gonna creep in to B Link. Haunt to check the steps, so this should confirm the plant. Now Pain's position is even more critical. Smoke loaded up, Smoke turning on to it. How is he aware of that? How is he knowing of that? How does he know?
He's so confident, just walk out completely blind to A lobby, man. It's all down to Welly now. He's about to get collapsed on. There it is, the backstab coming in from Nature, the 7-5 lead for SRB. I mean, all in all, I think they're very happy with that. It could have, yeah, maybe there could have been a couple more rounds squeezed out by SRB, but I think both teams are going to walk away pretty comfortable in this first half. Sad Esports would have liked a couple more considering how many even scenarios they had in the pulse plants, but overall, I think it's fine. 7-5, pretty tame.
This is one of the variables.
Checking that is crazy.
Yeah, this is when you start getting into variables because Shopify haven't shown nearly as much attack rounds for Lotus, especially lately. They've played most of their last couple maps in this stage starting on defense, and those games tend to wrap up pretty quickly one way or another. But notably, in that mutual loss to M80, Shopify couldn't get a single round on attack. So we'll see if they can wall break the same way they could against everybody else here. But Sad do have the proper setup for the Rubble fight. Wonder how often we're going to see this activated from both sides on the same round. Like, I'm sure everybody's going to try and go in for it, but this conditioning battle is going to be crazy.
Conditioning is just so strong in this game, generally speaking. So much utility to work with. It's a slow walk up right now. I mean, rightfully so. You got Smoke leading the charge with the headhunter on a pistol round. You take those odds any day, man. Now, this trap setup is deadly, though, for Sad Esports. They're all looking to break that instantly as soon as the flash play happens from Pain. There it is.
And Smoke's ready for it, immediately refragged. You got to stack 2 on top of it, but the rest of Shopify explodes. Blossom still has the personnel to keep up. The C's forcing Pain to step away, just barely avoids it, so he can reaggress this a little early, but with the toxic screens, he's actually walled away from doing so, so it's got to be that mid plant. Smoke down on drop, so Welly's going to commit to the bit, take down the drop from the cliff. Spike will get held up. Satellite taking the high ground. Takes himself down. Nature in front of this, now waiting for Welly's swing that's already been given away, and it'll be the last one for Sad. 3-man up again for the pistol,
Wait.
but Welly almost reduces it. Exa saving the day after a quick flick made things interesting for a moment.
I mean, you can try to trap smoke, but he's going to bring one down with him no matter what, man. They had the trap play. It was beautiful. It was nice, clean, structured, and they still said SRB comes out with 2 for 1. That's so nuts, man. Even off the flash, how is that happening? 3v1 in the pulse plan as well. Unfortunate for Welly. He tried his best, but it was just too many players alive. Overwhelmed. 8-5 now. SRB looking to get their little win in their sails as early as possible in the second half. Nice once again, nice slow measured, and just let smoke work. And I'm sure we'll be seeing this pace repeatedly throughout this half.
Yeah, welcome back. Everything is as it should be. Sad with the conga line. Foresee if Shopify do go for it off rip. But yeah, we're in no hurry for this round. Who do you, I mean, if you can let somebody farm up, who do you, I'd say Nature because he's close.
Yeah, he's super close.
Teleport's ready.
If you want to get the economy going for smoke, you can try to grab his as well. But I feel like the Fatal just gets so much more versatile.
Agreed. Sus is out one.
Maybe feeding smoke
Line up.
more.
Come on. You got to be more perfect about it next time so we can get all 3 at once instead of just in a row like that. Because then he looks so stupidly good compared to if he just got the one shot through all 3. He could have just been, oh, how lucky is that? No, he has to go and pop off like that.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid degree.
Now we got to confront the reality that he's just good at the video game. Not lucky.
Spike planted.
Oh, man. That's tough.
Is Welly going to save a bandit here or just, yeah, wrap for the explosion? But yeah, I mean, Shopify is just going to go hunting for this. They don't care.
I think Smoke's ebb and flow has been so interesting this year. Because at first split, it was like he was the best sniper in the game, like in the league for sure. Like his first kill to first death ratios were close to 2, which is unreal in an environment that's supposed to be pretty even competition. And then in the second split, kind of the meta looked a little bit awkward for SRB with Yoru Nurse and kind of forcing Smoke into these like off roles that he wasn't really comfortable playing. And then come back into split 3 where it feels like the meta's fallen right back into Smoke. Yay! Okay, that's a little bit of luck as well. But yeah, I mean, the meta kind of falls into his lap, right? Chambers becoming meta, so is Jet, and they're both playable, and a lot of teams are finding success. And I mean, his performance difference from split 2 to split 3 is night and day, man.
He's really managed to turn it around. Shopify made the right call, introducing him to this team, giving them a chance at the longevity that Core couldn't maintain. Still, that one looming Goliath waiting for them in the winners finals as long as they clear this hurdle. Sad. Still have the players, still have the potential to make everything go bear-shaped. First fight won here in the rubble. They stick one around into the swing past the screen. That's great timing for Exit and have a freebie, but the flash out from Pain is also counteracted. Shopify once again winning a group fight that it just seems like they shouldn't have.
It's a little off tempo as well for VCT Esports. I mean, I like the idea, but the spacing just wasn't there. Now it's Exa going for he's been spotted. That's the equalizer right there. A bit too forward, a bit too ambitious. Now it's a 2v2. Spikes down. SRB flushing themselves out a little bit. Damage done, a little bit of information gained, and that's Pain following up onto Nature. It's down to the 1v2 for Xander, and he gets it. I mean, man, that's the stars aligning right there. You had your chance, you equalized it, you get the opening, and just Xander clutching up 10-5 now. That's tough, man.
Stage so set for Sad this time. I mean, guy barely had his gun out for that one, and he was on 5 HP.
Wow.
And then still, yeah, Xander, I mean, it's open season for that. And that looks cinematic. That looks like a tech demo for him. How easy that looks after it's all done. And now Smoke, yeah, secure with the Outlaw, doesn't even need to start working for the Eco. The other way with the ulti. Oh, but Welly, dink! We got another sniper enter in the chat room.
Got to fight for this. You have to fight for this control. It's a weapon. Yeah, there it is.
Big
They're
one.
dumping a
Yeah.
lot of util for it. It's going to help a lot of pressure onto Payne now to try to slow things down, buy his team some time to flush out the map, get the weapons in check. Actually, is there even a weapon? They don't have it if there is.
It's all the way up. No, I don't think they were able to go and get it. Payne still grabs Satellite on the entry, but everyone else has been blocked out by the smoke. So 3v4 post plant. Nightfall very early on, and Xander is ahead of it. There he goes again. Swinging back to the waterfall. That's where they think they're vulnerable. Now the Nightfall toss back in that direction. So back-to-back site. Everyone stares. Vito with the fast lane to divide these stacks into the Blaze as well. Little swamp copy here on Lotus, but still, Shopify can stare it down, and Xander stands tall, ever still. Welly does now have that sniper again, looking for another couple head taps with this Marshall. Couple bullets still in the tank to search for something, but it's so tough. Switch to the Stinger to try to get a better shot at it, but already it looks done and dusted. Time is running thin. Welly's shots can only carry him so far, and it did carry him quite far that round, but it's still 11-5 Shopify.
Yeah, and they're just not even giving him a chance. Even though the Marshall's ringing right next to Xander, he could have easily peeked and taken the fight at any point in time right there. He was healthy enough to tank one shot. It would have been extremely favorable, but they're taking no chances, man. They're eyeing the prize. They want this win. They want it to be clean. 11-5 now. The lead extended. A lot of room for error now for SRB on this first map. The operator is in play. The Tour de Force and Smoke's hands about to come out. The Omen ult is available for SRB as well. So there's a lot of mid-round options available to them if they so want it. And for SAD Esports, it's the final timeout to discuss their options here in terms of how they want to approach this, how they want to do things.
They don't have too many. You could fight for C-Mount maybe and give Paint that orb so he can take some space really quickly with that run it back. Or you could fight Rebel again and do the same sort of thing, but risk it being a more common pack fight and Smoke with that operator. Either of those lanes, you need to put pressure on the barriers. Like, you got to stick a smoke down or a flash really early, or like a relay bolt or something. That's crucial util for the intercept that you would normally use. So yeah, sad. I mean, it's choice paralysis. There's too many options to respond to. And so you have to pick the first one and just kind of flowchart your way from there.
I think the awkward thing for SAD Esports, though, is no matter what they decide to do, there's always a world where Smoke peeks in front of the utility and takes a shot, and there's always a chance that someone is just, hey, see you next round, right? That's always a possibility, but I don't think it'll happen this round. I think it just looks like a normal A take here for SRB. Smoke's looking to contact up front B, and they're maybe looking for that mid to the A to B option here for the B split. But for now, it's just Smoke on the front side, looking to flash off Vita's contact.
Not if Vita dies. Smoke, another whiff. Nice off-kilter angle Vita took to make it difficult. But now Smoke is just back with the team as they'll make the creep back up to B. That didn't take a flash from Payne. He's still got both in the kit.
Oh, that timing.
Yeah. Has a sense. Let the screen do the work.
Bring them down.
Taking the door to feign the A presence. We'll take Link first. Payne with the Blaze setup. Kind of gives away his spot. Exa clearing one, forcing this blue hole to be a little slow. And Shopify, because of that, can set up shop on the B site. Smoke the first snipe with that Tour de Force. And now it'll be a snake to see. Paint ready, but nature better. And it's got to be Payne to catch the rest of this. As well, he looks to maybe backstab Smoke. Trademark's not going to catch a Smoke. Ready for it. He is, but Welly will win it this time. And now the double back with the cut noise from Shopify to take it to A. They're going through the stairs, but Welly still one more on the way down. Very doable round for Payne. Still the ulti in the bank.
It's just pocket to pocket. They're all just holding hands, shoulder to shoulder, not giving any room away to SAD Esports. No individual plays without trades, maintains their lead. And now it's Payne on the long flank. Has to gain so much ground. Has to try to figure out where these players are playing. Needs to do it without giving away too much information before he gets to pounce on at least one player, but they're doubled up in tree. So it's a guessing game for him now. A lot of ground to clear. 2v1, SRB looking to go up to map point.
Paranoia is available, so this high-low is really prone to that, especially with Payne this close. But he's got to check everything else first, and he'll put the smoke down instead to start. First creep up from one. Haunt out from nature is bad timing for the second re-up, and the Paranoia at the perfect time. It's Payne to save at least one more round for SAD Esports, taking us to 11-6.
Forget your place.
No shortage of heroics ever on SAD Esports, man. Payne has been such a standout player for this roster throughout this split. He's been an absolute monster, and this is a perfect display of why. His mechanics, his intuition is so good, man. It's top notch in his role. Just making, nah, man, he made nature paranoid so bad, and no pun intended. So much paranoia there. I love that. A sick play by him, immediately pressuring the spike. That relieves a lot of pressure off SAD Esports now. At least they have a little bit more room to work with. But again, the deficit is still quite large. SRB still in the driver's seat for sure. But that round helps a lot to keep things rolling.
Shopify having to slow things down, see if they can get the quick picks again. Not wanting to try to match SAD immediately. Yet again, double presence. That taunt from Welly has to get shot down. Only confirms the one. Run it back.
He baited.
Or prompt out the TP from Smoke, and so it'll be an empty Phoenix ult and a necessary reset from quite a distance. So Shopify have a slightly quicker pivot. Still to stand on this C site to intercept, and the Poison Orb is active. TP over from Payne as well to get this early presence, but he'll fake it out. Maybe force Shopify to just turn back. And yeah, that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, it's a forced pivot. I mean, that's genius from Payne, to be honest. The macro is going to be overthought so bad by SRB, but look at the time on the clock. There's 40 seconds left for them to have to regain all of A main after showing full presence. So they're going to have to slow contact their way on up. It's looking like a B split, though. I think all this A utility, all this A pressure is simply going to turn into a B split. But SAD Esports has overplayed their hand on the A side of the map.
2 and Tree here on top of the flash. Sander just faking it and selling Payne's shots. Payne's still not giving away, but yeah, this B pivot now less vulnerable. Nexa still watching from the main door. Nature will lose that lurk. Showstopper out from Satellite just to play keep away as the spike ticks down. And SAD have a tough way into this with minimal time to go. Smoke still sniping from the door too, so you have to contribute something to that. And Vita's already slid to clear blue. Into the 3 stack with the weaker guns. It's a tough round for SAD any way you slice it, but it's a round they've got to try and hold on to. Zaj with the first. In they go to the pack. Payne able to swing wide off the blaze, and they've gotten majority control of the site to the point where Zaj is going to throw down that pit. Smoke with the backstab. Satellite quickly onto Payne. Payne shells on top of the spike, and they manage it all. Shopify, Rebellion, Black taking the round.
It was so chaotic, man. No one could see a damn thing. Everyone was smoked off. The utility between these two teams is so on point right now, but somehow Satellite manages 3 in that post plant, and Smoke doing his best to try to hold the line on the flank. Satellite, man, goes crazy in such an important round. SAD Esports, that could have been the round that brings that deficit closer, but now it's 6 in a row that's needed for SAD Esports. They have to be flawless from here on out to bring us into OT. 6 chances for SRB to close up this map and move on to the next.
Similar 3v2 already broken out. Smoke! One of the 3 players he could one-shot in this round with this Outlaw. And SAD are trying to track that down even still. Close stack with the Prowler as well behind them. Shopify know that means a weaker C site again. Zaj doesn't even have the Sheriff. How far back does he try to play? How much does he just try and let go on the way down? Boxes.
Poison's off.
SAD have made it all the way up. Gotta clear this trademark. Welly just trying to get some extra shots in through the door. Yeah, Zaj, yeah, that was inevitable. Valiant effort. Can't do much at that point. Rest of SAD trying to scurry in through the revolving door as the pit gets set up on a site that's probably already guaranteed. Unnecessary dome shot from Smoke. Some style points in the moments you think that there couldn't be, and Paint can't even land a consolation frag. It's a 13-6 game from Shopify, getting amped up in the tail end of that game to start a dominant streak.
And nice fundamental win as well. It kind of felt like their win conditions were very clearly laid out. A game plan full in effect.
Sierra, we'll see if Shopify is able to take the series here or if SAD continue their Haven win streak that has gotten them so far in the Swiss and the playoff here. Roy, Shopify obviously entering with a lot of momentum from their previous attack half, starting now on this one. We'll see how active they can get.
And I think the really interesting thing with this map is both teams are so comfortable on this map. They've had some great wins recently. I think it's a 3-1 for one team, 3-0 for SRB. Yeah, 3-1 for SAT Esports. So I think the overall experience and the reps they've got on this map is so night and day. So clear, excuse me. But for SAT Esports and for SRB, the compositions are very similar, but the difference is that Neon, right? The fast tempo plays, the trap plays with the stuns, the ability to speed up, speed down whenever you want, versus the smoke on the operator. I mean, I think the Sinners should have ended after smoke, honestly. Just smoke. But a lot of pressure coming in from the SRB side. But for now, it's pretty tame. Just eyeing out their options, looking to see what kind of setup SAT Esports is going for. But it seems like B site is the eye. Vita, Paint. They do have the trap set up right here. That could be very dangerous for SRB if they walk into it.
Smoke on drop for the sewer. Smoke was trying to stay annoying. Huge flash out from Paint to start the first fight. Good first kill on to Xander. No more smokes available, so Shopify knows they have to brawl it out. Satellite gonna get right on top of this smoke, take a couple bullets, let the rest of Shopify snake over to C side as Sad follows suit. Through Link, it's tough. Satellite, nice backstab timing. Now throwing the blaze up to obfuscate, force another pinch. And Shopify will use that to put on more pressure to beat. Really trying to go and separate these two halves of the team, and they'll succeed. EXO one way, Satellite the other. And Shopify's completely cut through this map to start out the attack side. It might be flawless from here. Xander, the only body to drop. Satellite versus Welly for the remainder. That's the one. Some time to spare here. Haunt available again. Has to check the back first, give himself away. And from there, you can check your cross and manage easily. Really nice strategy to start out coming from Shopify to put them on the board.
How does this keep happening with SRB? They get into these situations, it looks even Stevens, and then next thing you know, every kill is going their way. They're winning every single fight, man. They're wedging themselves in these scenarios, and it looks so dominant after. And this happens over and over. It's got to be really frustrating if you're SAT Esports, constantly finding yourselves in these scenarios that feel manageable and then just having everything crumble.
Leave the dream seer to me.
So wild. For SRB, though, it's going to be smoke here, taking this peek towards the A side of the map, while the Phoenix looks to farm over towards the C side. That's Satellite. He's having a decent series so far. There it is. That's the orb grabbed. Pressure available. But there's a massive trap setup happening towards long A. Smoke could get caught here very easily.
Flash free. But timing looks like it'll go Smoke's way. Oh, everybody ready, though. So Welly, that'll get the credit. They'll mobilize from there, steal a Marshall. And see if they can find somebody else, because Xander is lacking. X also caught. Oh, Xander. Oh, the whiffs! Unfortunate. But now Shopify need to regress. Nature finding the two for the window and making their way onto the B site. Rest is Sad rotating with Pain on the Marshall. Gets dinked by Satellite.
Go, go, go.
Flashback out to get the double duelist into the yard, but Shopify can set up shop on the C site and stabilize from here.
Spike planted.
They get past these weapons, though, man. It's going to be tough. Yeah, there's no controller alive either, though, so it's going to have to be just a straight raw mech fight here against the long-range weapons. SRB in a really comfortable spot.
Vita's going to try and get a little active thanks to it. No slide free, and already the relay bullet used on the early bit of it. First peek to see if anybody is too antsy, and Paint will take the blows for it. Shopify cleans up from there, and that long-range mechanical duel doesn't net anything else for Sad. So Shopify have that opening, know that they can have threats on multitudes to start things out.
Oh, production,
already,
you're dirty for this one.
That's rough, buddy.
And I mean, Satellite is 1 point away from the ult as well, so I mean that could be a factor in this round as well. I wonder if SAT Esports has any plans on countering this eventually. I think they're fine just giving it up. Welly solo on the A defense, a 2-2-1 setup. Lets them be fast flooding towards the C side of the map if that is the case, but for the A side, not an insane amount of support for Welly. He's giving up the line too. This is a lot of pressure. Yeah, he has to dump a lot of his util to try to see if they're still on A.
Yeah, totally on an island. So self-sufficient. which means it'll be so much tougher to retake. Sad have every other reason to stick around and try to brawl this out. Huge blind available from Pain. Lets them take over the garage, but Smoke.
He's not human.
And we've frozen again. Spike stranded. And Xander, now with the shots available on the Guardian for himself, go for the wrap. Yeah, you got 50 seconds, so toy with this a bit. Well, he's outstretched. Now just the season, the kit. Looks like they're ready to take Xander on. Smoke free. He's out though. Oh, no one's looking! Vita's up next. Procs the star at the perfect time for him to get the kill. But it's time for Smoke to find his. He has given away the spike with the help of it though.
Oh, that timing.
It's all for Smoke. Xander's Nebula. The distraction he created by being there. All for him to work off this plant. If Shopify get the bonus here off of this guy. Cloudburst as he hears the slide. Haunt's gonna catch him immediately. Well, he takes some first shots. Adaptive armor should get him back up to 125. The C's avoided. Vita poking, prodding. Spike tap the first time. Now you've got to watch the sightline into the double swing and Sad manage.
Well played. I mean, that was literally flawless from Vita as soon as they got into that uncomfortable scenario. And I think as time got by, it kind of passed. It was getting more and more awkward. They had to push into space. Unfortunately, the timing was favorable for Xander. But yeah, overall, just very well played by Vita. Just keep staying moving forward, making sure he's not getting flanked or getting timing. This is, oh man, that kill was so nasty.
So stupid.
But yeah, I mean, at SAD Esports, important round secured. Not as clean as they would have liked to. Players only alive, but of course they have the run it back here for Paint, which could be, I mean, it's a double run it back actually for both rosters. So I do wonder what the game plan is, but as of right now, SAD Esports are posturing heavily towards the A side of the map. They're looking to brawl. They're looking to get that early value from the run it back. The same thing for SRB, it seems. Is it just a brawl off rip here? Oh yeah, it is.
So yeah, Vita's just gonna go in. Haunt catches him, he doesn't care. Now looking the other way to see if anybody's crept into the lobby, not just yet. Shopify's entirely turned out. And they'll start perusing B and C. A quick step up onto the door. I think they go for this. Yeah, off the run it back. You have a lot more chances. Zash swipes two of them.
No.
Oh, it's Xander as well. No way! Exa doesn't have his command either! Oh, it's a tragedy of a round for Shopify. They still get the plant on the spike, but it is barren on this site. Nature already tracked down. Vita's made the dash over to main, and they'll start running it down. Doubling up on the cubby too. Every sightline managed. Zaj on a tear this round. Satellite only managing one. That is a complete destabilization on the back of Zaj and that Guardian.
I mean, he had a great first map, to be honest. Even despite the massive deficit, it was 13-6. He still ended 14-13, the only positive player. And man, this is just, he's okay, that third one was crazy.
Come on.
I swear everyone has gotten so insane at spamming through smokes now. Like, I don't get it, man. It's beyond me. Everyone is just so good at it. 2-2 now. Of course, the defensive side on Haven is still a fairly uncomfortable half, to be honest. There's a lot to cover, and holding a lot of the space feels awkward. There's a lot of give and take on this map that needs to be done, but SAD Esports not really looking for the give too much early on. They're looking to fight again.
Checking out with that Outlaw. Vita will catch Smoke. And the re-peek out into main from Welly is going to do some damage too. Shopify now pretty ISO'd into main. Body's red. No chance to rotate back. Again, you got to commit. Blaze is going to burn down the 2 HP Vita's got. Attempted insertion into the pocket based off of the cage. Welly has some good spray and Pain. Now some good support. Helps out the rest of the kill feed, and from there, Sad can clear.
You don't see that very often, huh?
No. I thought it missed him too. Looked like it for a second, but guess he's in range.
That thing does damage, man. It burns, it chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfortable defensive round for SAD Esports so far. Now SRB, of course, they're just on the light buy. Last time it's gonna be all guns, knives for smoke, weapons available. Nature's done playing games. He's pulled out the attack. Odin, he's looking to start causing some mental damage. Of course, for SAD Esports, they've been pivoting and moving away their aggression over and over. It's been A main before. They're conditioning it here once again, but of course they've moved their aggression into another part of the map. Paint playing with fire, considering he has his ultimate up. Actually, no, he didn't. He used it. I'm sorry, but still in the open against the Odins, not the best place to be.
Yeah.
But slow and measured here for SRB.
Is to cut off one. Payne got past the cage and catches Exa off guard. Gets out before the refrag can come through. Welly creeping up, watched by Xander, and Welly wins the fight. So optimized for SAD at the moment. Interaction's going great. That Prowler's even gonna chase Smoke down. Couple seconds burned.
Yeah, and typically when you look at highly successful defensive teams on this map, you see a lot of what SAD Esports are doing, right? Which is that they take the forward space, they condition a lot of that aggression, and then as soon as you show your numbers, they're instantly pouncing on the other map control, right? They're making their plays, they're using their forward spacing, they're taking away space as soon as you show your intent. And we're seeing a lot of that here on display for SAD Esports. Now Zaj is a little too isolated right here. He has no support except for Paint, who could fast flood to help, but it's very easy for them to get swept right here if they're not careful.
You have no blaze and no smoke, so you've got to just go and try. And you're not checking for Zaj. Now you're not checking for Paint because you're flashed. And the Nightfall will fall on deaf ears. Smoke gonna be forced to save this, and that's an ulti burns. Although Shopify has the rest of them, you know, going from here. But yeah, weird call by Nature to let that fly.
Bit of an overinvestment from Welly as well. I mean, the round was virtually secured. You're in the 5v2 at that point. Oh. Smoke gets to keep his gun, at least. Still got the knives up. Maybe could drop it over to one of his teammates. That's 2 usable weapons. Well played by Payne. I mean, just a lot of X Factor coming in. I think that was kind of highlighted by the desk, right? Is the amount of X Factor that SAD Esports has. Like, yes, they're a fundamental team. Yes, they have a lot of team play and a lot of set strats, but the individual expression that happens on this team within that dynamic, within that structure is so nice. And I think that free flow gives players so much confidence, especially if, you know, there's a lot of trust within the team. Kind of opens up a lot of these unexpected plays that can be really frustrating for teams like SRB, who are typically, you know, top-notch textbook style team risk, not so much individual.
We'll see what Shopify come up with as Zephy's will call the first time out. Right time to do it for sure. Now that you have so much, but can't buy up. Question of how heavily you want to invest in this round when the call is to fully activate. Smoke? I mean, do you have him on the... Yeah, you give Satellite the hero rifle, you put Smoke on knives. Yeah, they'll send it.
Yeah, there's a world where they get to run it back as well and just have 5 ults to try to close off this round. I mean, the Fatal plus the Bladestorm are really good synergistic combos as well. Just 2 knives to the chest. Easy kill. But yeah, I mean, just for SRB, I wonder what the conversation's like, as they've been getting absolutely mopped on the A control, and they've been giving it up for free. This time they're going to go for the Phoenix ult, or at least try something. But look at the players for SAD Esports. I mean, it's just so well read. They're in a flow, definitely in a flow state in terms of calling. Like, the reads are so good, and look at Welly's positioning, just completely uncontested. And I think that is the one con of this comp, right? Is like, if you don't deny the A space, it's just so easy for that one player to hold the entire defensive setup together. So at some point, Welly needs to get pressured. He needs to get pushed back before the mid-round can really happen. Otherwise, oof, that's tough. That's the controller, man. It's a harsh early loss here.
Great shot by Vita. Now he's the one that'll get pressured. Will just crack the overdrive. He doesn't care. He's just gonna go for it. Nature wins that fight out. Now with the knives out, Shopify can make it go forward. Smoke turning onto Zesh. How did this happen? Just died.
Wow.
It just ran in and it made it work. Nature gets in front of it with the stinger, then you have 2 bodies on top of it, and then Smoke's still having the intuition to turn onto Link the second somebody repeaks it.
Yeah, and the jumping headshot too, man. Like, what can you even really do if you're rifling against that? It's so clean. Now it's Welly to pick up the pieces. The man on the island now looking to return home, but there's so much ground to gain, and there's so much corners and crevices you have to clear. I think it's just a save. I mean, yeah, maybe if someone had given him a 1v1 here in garage, it would have been possible. But overall, a massive recovery for SRB in this round. I don't even know what they changed in the game plan, to be honest. Nothing really looked that different. They weren't pressuring A. They weren't fighting back. Oh. Okay. Consolation, I guess. But yeah, I mean, in terms of approach, nothing really changed for SRB. They're doing the same thing. They're starting towards mid. They're starting towards the B side and garage side. So I wonder if that's just that round specific. Oh, I mean, wow. That's just, he got pixeled.
It's a good read by Shopify to pressure Vita. You force out the overdrive. If he plays any better than that, then Shopify don't have a chance at it, but they double up on that fight nice and quick. And from there, you can, they could low-key isolate the threats a bit.
Mm-hmm. I see that. I'm seeing that SRB's added the lobby smoke. So I think that's their solution to the island player holding down the defensive setup. Just have that smoke that you can recall or pop at any point in the round. And it kind of denies vision from both sewers and for long. So I think that's their solution to that problem. They're not really changing anything up in the grand scheme of things, but that small little detail keeps two players uncomfortable, uncertain on that A side. It kind of spreads out, at least weakens one player from the B and the C side of the map where it looks like they're really wanting to play it.
See how far back Xander and Exa are playing to see if anybody goes for that rotation, tries to challenge the smoke. Now that it's dissipated, Sad won't be as convinced to stick around as soon as noise is made elsewhere. That's why Shopify have cut it. Howler out onto A main just to, again, try to keep him convinced. Who strikes it first? Paint once again in front of this garage door. He's gonna go all the way out on top of the curveball, right into Satellite's run it back. The perfect body to sacrifice for it. Now Vita left alone for a moment. Nightfall thrown in. It's gonna be Zash holding it down with those phantom shots. Does it momentarily. Now the TP in, immediately counteracted. Xander taking care of that. Vita though, double up shot, finally taken care of. Zash also goes for the 1-for-1. Welly left alone, 1v2, Haunt catches both. Smoke just standing it down as Satellite will stick this plant after that shot rings out. Now the reset, Welly watching for the extension, but Smoke just re-peaks it and Shopify can stabilize.
And just Sad Esports, what better call can you make but having everyone there? Like the only other stronger defensive setup you could have is one extra player being there. So that's gotta hurt mentally, right? You have the right read. You know exactly where SRB is trying to end. Yeah, you lost Paint a little bit early. You still have 3 players there. And they just got mopped. Overwhelmed. And it's so decisive from SRB in that 2v1 as well. Instantly recovering on the double peak. Not really even giving a chance for Welly to make a play. Man's been a clutch player for this roster so many times. So that was really well played. Nice tempo play from SRB. Feels like they're slowly regaining control of this game after that tack timeout.
Feels like they're nailing the timing more and more often. Good way to trip up these win cons. As Vita will be forced off the operator financially this round. Still have the guns, but now Shopify can play their way a little heavier. And they didn't even use all their ultis. They still have the Cosmic Divide to go for entry if things get dire.
Mm-hmm.
So again, options still plaguing this defensive setup. And I want to see where Paint goes this round. I want to see if he is as proactive from either the garage or elsewhere, or if he decides to buddy up.
Yeah, I feel like the timing on the flash plays have been just a tad little awkward. Like just a couple seconds too late. You know, it's not even, he's not even making the wrong decisions. It's just that everything that they're coming up with is just a couple seconds too late. Like a second earlier, that flash is much cleaner. He gets a significantly better angle. But now they're in his face, popping the run it back. Just unfortunate, really. Yep. They hear the op long. See, no one's jump spotting that anymore. So that's a massive lane denied. Leaves the crossfire here available for Welly, for Vita. And that smoke is exactly what they need. The Prowler should be... Oh, they're drawing it. Nice.
Good on Shopify to negate any of the kills. For all they know, Vita's still here. So they'll stick one on top of it. Exa waiting for the wraparound. And Sad. Vita is ready for it. And now they're here for the fight too. Paint on his own now. Everyone from their corners And Zaj can frag out the rest. So Sad, get there quick. Cosmic Divide doesn't mean a thing.
Wow. I mean, this is exactly what they need to be doing, right? The forward spacing, trying to challenge space, a buying time for people to fast rotate, get there in time. A lot better on the timing, a lot better on the tempo that time. And just so clean coming in from just a complete overwhelm on that A side as well. I mean, the SAD Esports are really bringing the game to SRB now. Yeah, the first map was decisive, but this one is looking like they're not really giving up mentally. And they're still in it. They're locked in, man.
Ad buy for Shopify this round. With this op ready. Nebula to let them creep. So Welly will come back over. And once again, pair up. Oh, you would throw the Haunt. And a Prowler. Yeah, covering both lanes. Quick reflexes. And then the C's right on top to make sure there's no follow-up. Vita gets out.
Thing is, they have no space to fall back to. I mean, yeah, they have the cam in mid. Yeah, it gives them a little bit of way to pivot off, but I mean, they have no idea what's happening on the C side of the map. They don't know how many players have rotated over towards this A side of the map. It's just still only Welly and Vito that have showed A, so there's still a lot of guessing games here for SRB. I think they're just forced into this, either this B hit or this. Yeah, they're pivoting back. They're going right to B, but Paint is so close. He's got to run it back. I'd like to see him use it and not just fall into this flash plate. Or if he is, at least do it right now.
30 seconds left.
Flash out. Free smoke. Trapwire protects the repeat, and Nature is gonna get fired down. Paint's
Nice.
got it all managed. Well done. It's flawless to get Sad to 6.
All right, lead extended. I mean, I think for the first time throughout the series, we're seeing, I mean, just a lead from SAD Esports.
30 seconds left.
So good, man. They're finally looking like they're in the driver's seat. They're in control of the macro. They're the ones that are forcing SRB to react to everything that they're doing. It's been really the other way around. They've been reacting to smoke. They've been reacting to the control that SRB was doing on Lotus, with the core just pressuring them constantly. It feels like the roles are finally reversed. We're seeing SAD Esports in the driver's seat. They're doing so much. They're keeping an IGL as experienced as Nature still in the guessing game, which is not very easy to do for most teams.
It's supposed to be Shopify's stronger side, and Sad's weaker. Able to pick up any more from here. This could quickly go to 3. Sad again, making the read on the stack. Riley's gonna dig deep on the sewers. Peeks it. Exa. Good first blood. Nebula fade away on the entry. Quick dash in, and Vita gets swarmed. Shopify taking these better. Pain. ISO's on the sewer to take care of Exa, but now we'll get a lot more eyes on him. Huge rotation off the smoke, though. They're not prepared for the creep. And Xander has got to take that back to a 2v2. That smoke watches, but Pain wins out. How does he transfer that?
Last round.
Oh, yo, that was insane by Paint, man. The pressure from SAD Esports is so good, and we talk a lot about the heroics. We talk a lot about the individual X factor on this roster. We're seeing it. Despite Welly going down right here, they couldn't pluck out Pain. He gets the 1, he gets the spray transfer on the second, he gets 3 before he goes down. And despite Smoke and the other player being in the crossfire, they still couldn't get Paint down. The follow-up, a lead extended now, looking a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident for SAD Esports. A 7-4, a potential 8-4 here on the board.
Satellite gonna use this run it back off rip to try to scare away the members of SAD. Vita is unfazed, still not after the Prowler. Finally, he'll get punished for it. And Shopify are willing to mag and util dump the way through the rest of it. Smoke is already in. Shopify will rototiller this site and take it over. Cosmic Divide to sink their teeth into a deeper Paint. Bit of a taller ask this time, and it'll get quickly taken care of. That is one of the fastest rounds we've seen all day, and Shopify will take it to 5.
If we kind of just felt like they were just sick of it, man. They're no longer playing games with them anymore. Let's just go right to the confrontation. Come out on top in a convincing fashion, but still 7-5 finish here for SAD Esports on what is normally an uncomfortable half in Valorant speaking terms. So I think SAD Esports are quite happy with that. And for SRB, the pressure's on now. Losing this pistol would allow us at Esports to get their momentum rolling. You don't want these young kids to feel this confident, man. You don't want the pressure to be relieved off a team like SAD Esports. They're not a team you sleep on. And I think a lot of teams have been sleeping on this roster since the beginning of this split. And I think a win right here against SRB would be a super strong reminder of that. They're here to play. They're here to game. And they're not here to be underestimated. For now, it's Pistol. Satellite isolated, looking to flash a classic trap play.
Oh, the Prowler didn't catch him, and so they're not checking for Satellite Exa right on top of it. And what could have been such a decisive pistol round is flawless the other way. 7-6, Shopify. Another mad multi-kill, getting an easy ending.
You know what's crazy to that decisive moment for Satellite is he had his flash out looking to play off of it, but as soon as the Prowler overlooked him, he instantly took out his gun. He's like, oh, they're not checking this, dude. They're gonna overlook me. That like small little change in play is so hard to teach, man. You have it or you don't have it. So sick. You gotta love that. A massive round picked up by SRB off the back of Satellite now. It's the defensive half. You want that operator up on Smoke's hand as soon as possible. That economy lead right here is fantastic. But for SRB, they've been thrifted before. And now it's just a Hail Mary play for SAD Esports, gunning it for that C site.
Oh, willing to just dogfight their way through it yet again. Losing some guns on the way, but Welly's already on his own. Satellite, Flash gives himself away quick, but Welly still has to pop out. Nice right clicks to nail another. Sees to try to keep it going, but Shopify once again trying to get things done quickly here. It's 7-up.
2 alive, though. That got a little dicey.
Yep.
Now, Satellite's 1 point away from the run it back. That could come into play into this round as well. But I'm curious to see what their adjustment is here, because their money is in shambles. And, of course, for SAD Esports, the money's going to be crystal clean. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. A good old A-brawl. I think they want to do exactly what was done to them on their attacking side, which is the straight-up brawls. And I think SAD Esports are here as well. So it's going to be just a... Oh, actually, Xander kind of left. That's unfortunate, but it's a brawl here, man. It's just a straight fight.
Without that slide from Vita, though, the space has got to be a lot more manual for Shopify. Smoke has tucked, but the read more potentially there. That's why Satellite's going to help him out with that flash slide in. Avoided by Smoke and still tailwinded away from. Now the crowd is here to fight it out, and it's a 2-for-2 trade at the end of the day. Hot hands from Satellite to try to placate. Prowler flies past it to try to get a scent off Graffiti. But Sat have the reset, and now the implant. They'll try to rotate back onto lane for the 2-prong pressure as Shopify hold on to 2 on the A site. Still willing to let Exa hold it down with this shotgun in garage in case SAD pivots. So they do have a minute to do so if they want.
Yeah. I'm sure Exa would have loved to press the map control, but unfortunately the Bucky doesn't really let him do that now. But it's a triple walk up, a shift in positions here for SAD Esports, looking to contact their way onto site. 2 are here though to defend.
Satellite losing that first flash out, and Xander can't pick up anything either. So it will be down to Exa, and he'll also have to clear that trap wire on the flank. He'll head down to sewer where the guns are. Kind of surprised. Well, I guess they don't know what he's got, so
yeah,
not reading that he can get this better gun, but rifle in hand, we'll see how much he can chop down in this bonus. It might not be anything. He might just go save it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's getting the green light. I saw literally the green light voice comm come in like, dude, just break their money. Instantly. Oh, that's aura. Okay. Respect.
That's sick.
You gotta love that. But I mean, yeah, has a gun recovered all around. It could have been a little dicey there for SAD Esports, but the reposition from sewers had them a little bit confused for SRB, and the immediate contact up was clean, clinical, precise. 3 alive. I think they're happy with that. 8 now. Still a back and forth between both of these teams, and I think overall neither team has found a really consistent win condition at any point in time. Yes, it got a little streaky, but overall it's been coming down to fights. And I think that speaks to the level of play that's being shown right now. Is, yeah, it's a little bit messy, but I mean, we're beyond the macro at this point. It's just like everyone's just happy with any number of spread they can get as long as they're winning their fights, they're util dumping, and they're moving as a unit.
Yeah, they're so past that I know that you know that I know that you know BS. They just want to brawl.
Yeah.
It's netted SAD a lot of great rounds on the attack halves for this map, especially recently. Once again, Satellite aggressed early on, hot hands to stop the garage door peek, and in fact, Vita's going to tuck behind the rest of the team as well. They won't even go for the insert. Prowler can confirm the trap wire set on B. They'll get rid of that nice and quick so they can at least threaten that. Force the smoke to get pushed onto it. And Shopify have been cut in twain, at least for now.
Yeah, and absolutely love this setup here from SRB. The trap holds smokes back. There's no drone to flush out smoke as well. So as long as he dodges the prowlers, he's going to get a free kill in sewers. And if they go up long, they'll still get the heads up on the camera. And X is there to support his back. But I think with the how quiet mid and the C side of the map is, I think they kind of have an inkling that it's ending A.
They know. Blazes up. Cages now from Exa. Smoke going to turn back. And quick kill onto the Cypher now. So the rest of Shopify going to retreat a lot easier. Free plant. Nature not challenging until now, but can't land the shot spam with the Odin. And a matter of time before this is refought. Xander's turn to flank.
Save?
Ooh, no, yeah, they're gonna save, dude.
Whoa.
Wow. 4-man save?
Yeah, the spike is fresh too. It's not even like it's been planted for a while.
Yeah, early call. Man, they are that scared of I mean, yeah, I get it, man. With the double duelist so active, you can get him so in front of this, recycle all those fights. You don't want to risk it.
The other thing too is you don't really want to misplay the Phoenix ult. The fact that you have to run it back so early on, you want the opportunity to use it. And if they go for it and lose, they're gonna have to delay that ult another round. So that's another cycle of gun rounds that you're gonna be lacking the Phoenix ult as well. And on top of that, you don't want to give away the operator. So you know, I respect the save call. I think the odds just aren't in their favor. They were not really in a position to contest it quite well. And I think investing both the op and the run it back is just too high risk for a medium low reward, honestly. I think I like it. I dig it. And I think, are they running the same setup back here?
Looks pretty similar, yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if Smoke is going to take that same spot now that they didn't hit sewer. Looks like it.
Yeah, they're running it back. No pun intended.
This may be the round where they're actually allowed to, right? Oh yeah, here we go. This is what he wanted. This is the timeline he wanted to be in. Just set back the clock. You have a couple rounds to spare. Legs, Paint on top of the flash. Still having a tailwind back. Has a lot of support from the friends, though, and the hot hands can, again, keep away a lot of Sad. But Pain, the TP through, prevents the running back from doing any damage. So Sad, now frozen, stuck up. Pain makes the kill onto Smoke happen. Exa having to extend after the C's lands on him. A pinch will end another kill for Sad. Satellite now ISO'd. Tries to spray through onto more than one, but that's all he'll get. Huge haunt for Nature to land some intel, but can't turn it into some Odin shots. So Sad gets the spike down for free again. And I think they might have to save again. Oh, Xander gonna push it. Once again, they get the light. Give it a go.
Yeah.
And nothing going through there for Xander. Nature will turn heel, and it'll be 10-7.
And the setup is just too explosive for them. I think the smoke getting flashed off the angle, not finding any kills, completely destroyed any chance of that round. Because as soon as you give a tiny little wiggle room for SAD Esports, they're pouncing on that site, man. They're not hesitating, and they have so much utility to run it back, to run it down, excuse me, as well. They have the haunt that goes high, they have the prowlers that are going low, the flashes, the double walls of smokes. It just gets so chaotic on the sites, and it feels like SRB, despite them trying to flood, trying to get active, they can't really find anything on these sites. And now they've lost the Odin as well in the hands of Nature, and it's pressure now for SRB as SAD Esports gets closer and closer to the finish line. A potential 11th on the board right here. And there it is, this attack. And that's the second attack coming out here for SRB, discussing their options before the game slips out of their control.
Which here would be... God, not really anything, right?
Yeah, the money's cooked.
I mean, you just maybe Gamba stack C? I feel like that's the move.
I think the weird thing, though, with this kind of matchup is between the Cypher, the Omen, the Phoenix, the walls from Neon, and Fade Util, there's so little opportunity to get op value. So I think the real question is, where do we put Smoke to get value right now? Like, what line could we possibly get where we can feel comfortable stacking the other side? And I really can't think of a single one. Like, maybe down long C, like you could try to get him down long C, but the A stuff is awkward because there's so much for them to get through, and going down mid is awkward because the camera's there as well. So they'd have to kind of finesse it. So it's just a lot of problem solving required for SRB right now that maybe they didn't think would be a problem coming into this game, but now they're having to confront it.
Yeah, nothing that isn't like flash or smokable to put smoke ahead of. Coverage for everything. Keeping that unbridled confidence that's gotten them this far. This map's still looking really good for SAD. Let's see if they can cap it off and take us to 3. Shopify, it is a stack. Up A main for the most part.
Instant reaction too, no hesitation. I mean, I think they spotted Phoenix that far up. They must have gotten an inkling to what this is, but they're overthinking it. They're slowing down. They had the green light, man. It was a completely isolated cipher over here. Now they're overthinking it. SRB hot on their heels, rotated over.
Am trading. They're just vindicated. They're still gonna go through with the snake double peek. Net Xander an opener. Just trading out nature for it. Exa now gonna get challenged. Zaj will win that. So far.
Oh, that's a neural theft.
It's okay, yeah. Should be just a shuffle in from here. SAD are economically set for the game, so just for orbs at this point. Would love to see Satellite get his run it back like next round. Like that's, I think, what you go for here with the extra
I think you just
buy.
send pain at them, honestly.
One enemy.
Oh yeah, SAD
There it is.
definitely. Yeah, just let him run in. Yeah, grab that for free.
Now, Vita. Get yours, Vita. Free kills. Get your stats here. Get your stats. Oh, man.
So yeah, the answer has to come this next round. That's likely what
Yeah.
the timeout was mainly called for.
Vouch.
And yeah, a lot of that is going to be where you decide to put this guy who's going to run in and die to spike.
I'm just not even sure what the absolute counter to what SAD Esports are doing. They're playing slow, and when it comes down to the sight hits, they're shoulder to shoulder, just util dumping anything they're eyeing out. So I feel like for SRB, they need to maybe figure out a way to get active on the A side of the map, get people up close and personal without triggering like a macro event. Like don't make it obvious we're doing it. Nah, it seems like they're just gonna have just smoke in the top B, looking for his timing in mid, and Xander and Nature, the vets of the roster, trying to hold it down on the A side of the map.
Spray down to start. SAD are putting their smoke down A main lane. They want to condition the creep for the immediate challenge for what is normally the fade on either of these sides.
Bring them down.
Yeah, and that'll force a Prowler out of his kit. Actually, both already gone. Xander does get caught by that cat, so he's got to duck back. But that'll confirm the SAD has multiple here, so you don't have to alleviate the presence. Now, a Nightfall in this doesn't really clear the board, but Nature does get caught by it. Deafened, Vita can clear that with ease. Xander with the tuck in through the smoke. Payne does this exact same thing, and Satellite with the interruption may afford Xander the crucial time he needs to get this spot in. Vita gone. Payne quick refrag through the smoke. That is lightning fast. And the Blaze will force a double peek through from Exa. Now the run it back, tossed out. Exa quickly finding one and smoke the
Player standing.
snipe onto the other. Exa quickly taken down. Smoke with this operator in hand. Knows where both of these last players are. Forces out the flash from Payne, but he'll still win that fight out, and SAD have 5 rounds of game point to work with.
And kind of an unconventional errors happening from SRB, right? They're getting frantic on site. Normally they're together. Normally they understand what they're fighting and what they're stalling, but it feels like they can't get both players on the same page. Nature and Xander, the two vets of the roster, getting completely on different paces. Xander fighting through smoke, and Nature just completely isolated in the back, overwhelmed and just util dumped, man. There's not a lot of room to fight back, and just the trades on site by SAD Esports look so good right now. 12-7, a deserved lead here for SAD Esports, and the economy for SRB is being tested on what could be the second map going in favor of SAD Esports, and a potential third here. Needs to be 5 in a row now for SRB. It has to be clean, and it's got to start right here.
Exa the first to take the brunt. Xander here to respond in tow. Flash out. Exa gets a bunch of empty-handed criminal kills. Almost the ace, but Zaj will quickly take care of that. But man, oh man, a very quick way to get Shopify at least 1 round on the board here. Sure, we take those.
Yeah, we definitely take those. it's a tale as old as time, right? Nothing fires up a roster more than a heroic play. I mean, to 4K and almost ace to kind of get the energy back up. I'm sure the vibes are in the dumps right now.
Two of the three guys there are not even holding their gun, dude. Like, that is so free.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a gift. A gift to SRB. 4 now, though, required for SRB to bring us into OT. Money looking a lot better now than it did the last round, that's for sure. And a nice opener here for Xander.
It's that point where they don't care again. Just like the last round of last half. Paint, flash in, just spray it. Yeah, who cares? Shopify don't. That's how SAD have been winning this map. Stop caring about what the other team has to say for itself. Just win! Another smattering on C-Site. Shopify keeping their claws in this.
It's starting to kind of look like SAD Esports are getting a little over eager to try to close off this game. And they're forcing the matter. The things that have worked for them has been the slow, measured play into the explosive hits. It's never been the rushes. Now it just feels like they're trying to press the matter. They're trying to just close up the map and try to take us to the third. But SRB is not the kind of team you want to do this against, right? Like we've seen composure comebacks from them. We've seen them stay locked in all to the very end of the game. Despite your comfortable lead is only 3 apart now. And your economy for SAD Esports will be tested after this round. So yes, while you do have guns, only 2 of the remaining 3 will be actual gun rounds. Xander now looking to defend in between smokes. He does manage to find the kill. And going for the second as well. Xander holding ground. And SAD Esports are straying away from the thing that has been successful for them and being punished by it. A 5v3 now. SRB, Smoke holding the line with the operator.
Oh, and it's the ball missing a crucial pixel angle. Reset on the updraft isn't going to net everything, but the hot hands will put him down low. Quickly finished away. Balls of steel on the members of Shopify to try to take this map back, but the paranoia out from Pain takes it down to 2. X to the pinch. And again, Shopify just keep on bulldozing. It's 10-12.
Tac timeout. Are there even any left? Does anyone have any tac timeouts?
SAD has
left?
one. SAD
has one. This would be the time to take it, I think.
Agreed. Yeah, sticking around for that. Vita not being able to slide into the cubby as well.
So
And then that flash not hitting him, bro.
Yeah,
That is such an incredible spot for him to take, knowing where the curveball flies.
Yeah, he knows where they've been landing every single time because of the round he was boosted up, saw exactly where it was hitting. So the positional awareness there from Smoke. And this is the reason, we're seeing the reason why Smoke has been the leader in first kills, first deaths, right? Like his intuition, his read in the moment to these kind of small little details are top notch, man. And there it is, the timeout for SAT to discuss their options. I mean, again, they've strayed away from the thing that has made SRB uncomfortable. It's never been the contests. It's never been the solo individual forces. It's been the group ups. It's been the hit together with full util, overwhelm on the sites. That's been the thing that has worked for SAT Esports. And it feels like they're trying to switch it up for the sake of switching it up to close off the series. But I think they have to return back to the thing that has been working. But now the economy for SRB is so much better. Fortunately for SAT Esports, there's not a lot of strong ults in play. Yes, the Cosmic Divide is good on the retakes, but nothing too game-changing. But Smoke and Nature are very close to those ultimates, so that could come into play. And I think they're eyeing it out here on this A side, at least a Nightfall, hopefully. That should be one more thing for SRB to work with. But this is pretty much it, man. SAT Esports has this light buy right here, and after that, it's the final hoorah to either take us to map 3 or OT.
Flash.
More dwindling of the 2 chances left in regulation. And Shopify want to pour salt into that wound. Quick pressure on the trap wires set up in garage. Exa gonna hang out once again, outside angle from the window. No presence any other spot. And neither defender ended up getting that A orb. So not extra ulties, but good idea of where they're gonna end here. Prowler again, caught by the trap wire. Exa, temporarily a distraction. What else can he be? Catching some tops of heads, but nothing else. Can't land a decent shot. Satellite's got to try and re-enter this, but that lets Paint get the flash. Satellite turns it. Vita refrag on the Bandit. Now the overdrive whipped out, trying to get that extra space taken one way or the other. Jump up from Xander as well, overwhelmed. And Sad, trailblazing their way to this round. The C-site stuck. Extra plant on Link. Vita's in front of it, Bandit in hand. And Smoke now has to clutch it, has the knives available, but Paranoia is gonna slow him down as this spike ticks away. Zaj the only one with a really decent gun in the pocket. And he's the one waiting, but Welly's the one dinking another crucial op shot that isn't on the op, that isn't on Smoke, to get Sad to a third map here in the series.
And on the thrifty of all rounds for SAD Esports to take the close off this map on what was an absolute stronghold by SRB towards the very end of the second map. But SAD Esports, they had the winning condition. They strayed away from it for a little bit, but they returned back to their tried, their tested solutions, and SRB over.
Definitely, one way or another, this game is gonna bang SAD Esports with that late stage change in the composition to try to challenge this Shopify Rebellion Black, whose unorthodox comp has led to some really decent results, Roy.
Yeah, we have a small sample size, but damn, that sample looks damn good, man. It was a convincing win, 11-1 defensive side against NRGA, a team that has looked so good throughout this split, a playoff contending team, and just overall dominated by SRB. I mean, it's just the composition is unusual, it's unconventional, and it has a lot to work with, and it feels like everyone kind of gets to be in their strong suit, right? You got Satellite on the Phoenix, you got Smoke on the Chamber, and this is one of those maps where it can be kind of easy to find the op angles and the op lines, and it forces a lot of these teams to have really good fundamentals. But looking on the SAD Esports side, they have not had any results. So I'm not too surprised to see the compositional change. I think this one suits them a little bit more. And of course, Paint is no stranger to KO. We've seen him play it before. So they should have a little bit more tools to work with here on this attack side than they did before.
Yep. Veering into hopefully familiar territory against a team that knows this map all too well. Knife will confirm some spots, but not all the kits are going to get hit by it. Eventual persuasion away. Smoke will TP out after taking some chip. Nature staying hidden. Nice early headshot, and Satellite gets his own. Still hold up in the boathouse until Pain can clear that. Zaj on this late angle to catch Shopify's early interruption on this plant, but Xander's prepped for it. Still takes the worst part of the fight until the double swing comes through. Still, the double back after Pain lands some chip onto the remainder of some of these players' health pools. Forces Exa into a tough spot as that healing orb is unavailable. Painful. Spike is opened up. Has a heavy advantage for this post plant.
Yeah, and the spike not having gone down is actually such a buff to Exa, being able to kind of think throughout this process and maybe wait out his heal depending on the cooldown that he's got. And I think it's back up. Yeah, I see it up now. So he's going to be healing and he's going to have 100 HP, a full-on fight, the 1v1, but a lot of room and a lot of angles for Exa to guess.
Nerf Sage. You guess the 50.
Oh yeah, right.
No, it's cool. I know. I was also expecting it to go up all the way, but it's not. Jump in and Pain lands it. Yeah, surgical. Great take by Sad. Really managed well. That knife had a decent impact to clear the board, so they didn't have as much to individually check. And then from there, yeah, just get behind the boxes, get behind the boathouse. You're chilling.
And it's another just a casual Pain 3K in the clutch up for him as well. And I think this round kind of sets the pace and the tone for the rest of this half. I mean, yes, it's early days, but it feels like SAD Esports don't want anything to do with SRB's antics, man. And I think why do this push, pull, get lyrics deposited when you can just run it down and take your odds on site when you're mechanically such a strong team? And it kind of makes sense. This time, of course, it's the anti. So you're just chilling, you're waiting out, you're biding your time, waiting to see any aggression and soaking it in from SRB. And of course, pressures on SRB right here to try to guess where these numbers can remain confident on the stack. Nature. Oh, I like that he's like not shying away from that util, just kind of acting big over here to try to force SAD Esports into the reaction towards the A side of the map. Let's see if they take the bait.
I think the Sova specifically could throw it off. I'll go in through tree into the stack. Exa, he's reopening the door to get a peek again. Couple preventative things down, just Make Shopify as ready as possible for this. Oh, that's great. Well, they found their way up to heaven all this time. And Payne's gonna be able to grab another 2. Vita just sliding into...
Oh! Ew. Bro, that's so nasty. Off screen, perfect flick. What?
He wasn't supposed to get either of those, bro. He was meant to be a rag doll.
Wow. Vita the deleter, man. Absolute beast. So crazy. Yeah,
Better
sad
have
esports.
that shacked up on the replay.
Wow. Actually insane. Holy. I mean, nature just looking for constellations at this point. Some economy damage and armor break will do for now. A lot of damage dealt to Sad Esports, but no kills in the hands for SRB. As clean as it can get for Sad Esports. Guns look fine, too. They have a lot to work with coming into this round.
Oh my God. Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
again. Yeah, again. Yeah.
I mean, okay. So, historically speaking here, Sad Esports has already put more rounds on the board than NRG did. No shade, of course. But, I mean, the pistol round is already off to a good start. And I think Sad Esports has been struggling historically looking at their records. I mean, yes, they're 0-3, but they haven't really been able to come out on top on almost any of their halves.
Vita once again being the high ground decoy and still being the guy that gets the first blood too. Already a good start for this bonus. Hand in that hero phantom to Vita. And they go, uncontested. Exa making sure nobody's fielding the late lurk. Giving up that high ground pretty early on. Payne, 1 for 1. Smoke will take that position back and backstab Vita. Now watching from main, manages one more, and Zaj is out of snipes. Has to reload, so the refresh makes Welly kind of uncomfortable. And he wins against Smoke, though. 2v2 now. Double drop down has to come through, and Welly's still not checked. Finally is, but he wins the fight against nature. And now the pincer can come through from Zaj. It doesn't matter, Welly's got that too. 307. Oh, it's a different beast today, Roy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Welly played that so well. It's so claustrophobic for him, and all the pressure's on him. He knows Zaj can't really peek. He knows Zaj needs to bide his time, so he's playing it perfectly. It looked like it was crumbling for a second, but I think we're seeing it. We're seeing it slowly, Chenric. They want nothing to do with SRB's antics on this defensive side as set plays after set plays, and now the pressure's on SRB to defend and try to stop this pace and put it to an end before it gets out of control. But of course, it is once again the anti. So it'll be a little bit slow, a little bit measured. And I wonder, a part of me does wonder is, are they doing this to throw off SRB? Like on these rounds, they play slow, but on their gun rounds, they're just going to just 5-man hit, just set piece after set piece. They're just like, until SRB realizes what's happening. And now might be like 6 rounds, 7 rounds too late. It would make sense if they are. I just wonder if they're thinking that as well. Yeah. This time it's looking like a lot of pressure towards the cat side of things. SRB taking the bait, Smoke on the other side of the arches.
I go for it. Gives Welly a peek. It confirms at least 2 from the distance that was made from the steps. X is gonna throw up the barrier. Gets burned pretty early on. Still 50 seconds to play with. And now they'll push into mid. That Smoke's out of there. TP right onto the site as well from Payne, and everybody from Sad is suddenly here. Vita just stepping in, and Sad, quick work of this one. That's a nasty setup from Payne to get an extra.
It's an overwhelm over and over and over.
Okay, Zaj. Okay.
Get active. I mean, rightfully so. You're on the 3rd map of a banger series. You want this win. You want to be that underdog team that takes it to the upper finals. Oh, man. I mean, this is a good timeout, I think. I think the discussions needs to be changed immediately, and I think the style needs to be changed immediately for SRB. They need to put a lot more pressure on the mains. They can't let those mains get exposed like that. Typically, when NRG struggled against SRB, it was them trying to go mid and trying to play slow and break a lot of the Sage util. Like, that's exactly what SRB's comp wants, right? But if you lose mains, it kind of just overrides the entire comp philosophy. You just can't lose the mains. You have to force mains early, defend it as much as possible, and then force them to go into the mid stuff, and that's when you go back to your normal antics. But for SAD Esports, they're feeling it right now, man. Pain 6-2, Vita 5-2. Paint is starting to feel it on the KO as well. And it's honestly looking a lot more drilled than I thought it would be. Like, such a late last-minute comp change. I thought there would be holes. I thought there'd be a different kind of style, but it feels like the executes are so well rehearsed for SAD Esports, which is kind of awesome to see.
Yeah, they really did their homework coming into this. Not a like big turnaround time either. Like 2 weeks max for them to drill this.
This goes here.
Good stuff already. So we'll see what comes of the timeout and full economic reset for Shopify. Smoke back in mid with this op. Not going to get challenged by everybody, but already that double pressure. You can see how much they want to play either through or around him, and either way really works. Vita just barely avoiding the first op shot. Yeah, you sure do. Flash out now from Pain into the null command, and another whiff from Smoke. Gets easy access into the V-pinch. SAD in the 5v2 by proxy. Fragment to keep Nature from trying to fight this back as they'll duck into backside first. Satellite in a pocket, but only good for the one. And SAD are gonna go for a snake through CT while the spike is stuck in B. They're trying to lead him on a wild goose chase here.
Yeah, this is so awkward. There's a ton of pressure on Xander now, who's got to pick up Cat, who's got to pick up Tree. There's so many angles. He's getting overwhelmed in spawn. He's completely isolated. It's a guessing game now for SAD Esports. And now they know where he is, so a little bit less guessing to do. Now he's got to be flawless from here on out. These two players on B are starting to feel a little antsy. They're starting to push for space, but Xander, he's got to be absolutely flawless right here, completely alone.
30 seconds left.
Gets the smoke out just in time as the knife comes through. Turns that hell peak into a guessing game, so SAD will focus on taking the space first. Now they'll start putting people on it. On the reload, so Xander gets a freebie, but even still, just the 1-for-1 trade. 2v3 for the retake, and the rest of Shopify's here. And out. Willie with the sandwich. Zaj giving away with the cam. Pain on top of the high-low. Waiting to take the space. Nature holding close with the Odin. That's one down. Tap on the spike. Waiting for the timing, but Nature's just peeking it. Welly alone, 1v2, Nature on 5. Tap on the spike, surely forces the pressure, but Exa wasn't holding, and so the onus is now on him. Welly can toy with him, too much. Exa has to hightail it, and it's another SAD round.
And another clutch. Wow, I mean, Welly's a beast, man. He plays these scenarios so well, and I wouldn't really call him an amateur at this point. I think he's gotten his reps in VCL, but the way he plays these scenarios makes him look like a straight up vet, man. Like he knows exactly what's happening, the way he peaks, his intuition in these moments. A lot of players crumble in those scenarios under pressure, man, but he seems like he's locked in, and another clutch goes in the favor of SAD Esports. 5-0 against a double Sentinel composition. They have their ults up in play. Another cycle of ults is coming up here shortly. And so much pressure is starting to be felt by the SRB side of things. They need rounds on the board ASAP, Tenrik. This cannot slip out of control.
They can barely hold on to this economy with the help of the tour de force that Smoke is going to let go of. And so SAD are going to try and scope out where that's at. Now the drone, after Wine was caught, that'll clock him. That will drone in response to make sure no one pushes on top of that open space. Instead, SAD is rotating the long way over to Cat. Early Hunter's Fury to lock down that Sova, and oh, it almost does. Well, he just barely avoids it. Big ult down now for Shopify.
And they haven't really gained much from it either. Like, kills aside, they didn't really get any space. They didn't get anything. SAD Esports now pivoting over towards the A side of the map, but Smoke's reposition. He's over here now with the team. They're holding strong. They don't even care about Cat. They don't care about Tree. So SAD Esports, another set piece onto the A site incoming.
Smoke on top of the door, so it's fragmented. Vito with this overdrive in through the fast lane, finds one off the concuss, turns onto the second on the doorway. And SAD have enough personnel to help
30 seconds
bodyguard their way through it. Satellite's gonna let go of the run it back for some stall, but nothing more. It's another ultimate in the trash.
Oh.
Okay. It's okay. No, you can get those do-overs. It's a 4v2. Oh, no. He'll go back into hell. Blaze out to ISO. So many good positions for Sad, though. This is so tough. But you used way too much to not go for it, right? Oh, my God, dude.
It's too much.
Oh, man. That is such a tough round, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the psychology of that round is tough, right? Because you got your 3-player stack on site. They're not even split up towards the cat or anything. All their efforts on a single choke point, man. And they just can't hold it. The flashes, the util timing, all of it is so clean. And Vita not even missing a single pixel on those flicks. Look like an aim lab scenario for him. And they just can't hold it. And that's got to be a close to a mental boom at this point, right? You have the reads, you know where to be, but you can't hold the site. I mean, something's got to change. I'm just not even 100% sure what that could be. Look at this. It's just
30 seconds.
it's nasty.
I mean, Virgin 3, and then Satellite uses his all. Called a timeout 2 rounds ago, man. Just should not be happening. Play on panic mode right now. And that's only going to get worse as this goes on.
Yeah. I mean, they're it seems like they're not even dealing with the flashes correctly. Like, the flashes are getting so much value. The smoke is getting pushed off the angles. Everyone's forced into these, like, uncomfortable spots, and they're just getting util dumped. And it's looking like another ace play coming up right here for SAD Esports.
Wow. Hunter's fury to dole out. Smoke on the high ground can at least find Vita's creep, but he still has to hold close as the rest of Shopify makes it back. They're here quick, though. So SAD has got to set up shop with a bit of a tough fight. Good hot hands from Satellite to slow that down. And get Paint down to 63, but he doesn't care! Give him the ace!
Oh, look at that energy, man.
Look at him! Look at that man!
Yeah, I mean, people have been sleeping on Paint for a little too long now, and he's finally showing up in a big fashion. 13-5 on the KO. 7-0 lead now for SAD Esports, man. It's pure energy now. It's pure passion. Max passion, as they say, for the SAD Esports side. It's just looking so good, man. So decisive. It feels like everything SRB is doing is just 0.5 seconds too late. Like the wall going up there, Paint bypassing it. Everything is just a little too slow. SAD Esports, the tempo is becoming uncontained at this point. And SRB once again on the back foot. Economy completely in shambles. SAD Esports looking to extend the lead to 8-0 on the attack side of Scent, Tenric. It's not supposed to be this way.
Cover going out.
Another sad attack half that is proving to be the death of a team potentially, or at least the sending of it to the loser's bracket. Xander hold up in Wine, ready to intercept this first part of the A push. Very two-pronged 3-2. They're going in on this. Smoke challing with the Headhunter. Yeah, worse guns, so it's gambling. The Satellite with the Stinger has a chance at it, but now with the null commands, yeah, has to completely duck out and just hand this over. See if they try to fight it.
They can't. It's gonna be a fast flood, but it's just coming in from all different directions. The kills are ringing through, but overall, it's just a flood happening from all directions now. 2v3, and Smoke gets the third and the fourth and puts SRB on the board in the unlikeliest of scenarios. Not the way I had in mind, Tenric, but around nonetheless. Smoke. Wow. I mean, insane, man.
He just walked out into heaven, started taking shots. He still had 3 left in there too, man.
Who's counting?
That's unreal.
Yeah, insane.
I mean, just locking down all of that just on your own. And that is a moment of sad. Getting too close to the issue. I mean, Exa gets in off the door on that too, gets the quick first. When they decide to refight that, a little too big for the britches. Got to reset mentally. Oh, that's a way to do it. Yeah, sure. Just slide in. Barrier orb keeps a refrag opportunity. Smoke is... He's going to repeat this, right?
Here.
Come on.
Ooh, he almost got both of them killed.
Barrier keeps him for a second. Exa fun angle. Smoke, better shot. Zaj gets out of logs via just fall into it. Getting their own frags though, and Pain is on site. Nature extra pressured here, still takes down Paint. And now in the 1v1 duel with this Sheriff too. Finally dealt with, but Satellite's here now. And it's down to Pain and Xander after he turns onto him in an instant. The Omen v Omen, Pain's got the ulti, he's going over to A.
No, this can't be another clutch, man. It would absolutely destroy SRB. It's a guessing game now, though. Mind games between the two, 1v1. Yo, nah.
Oh, bro. Oh, wow.
We're one-tapping?
Yeah. That last round practically didn't even happen already in my mind.
Bro, Pain is so cold, man.
He's like that.
Dude, even the double up.
That kill on
all this
Satellite
happened.
too. Yeah, like that was like a 180 back to Satellite as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flash. I mean, Satellite was trying to literally fast flood with the flash. Nature was on site, drawing attention. Gets Nature, turns around, gets Satellite, ults into A, one taps. Bro. Oh, that's the second time out now for SRB. They're out. I mean, even if they manage to recover this half, the next half would be an entirely different beast with no words from the coaches. I mean, Odorous and Effie's are some of the most experienced coaches that we have in the league, standing next to Kaplan. But absolutely insane form coming out from SAD Esports. And this is what the desk was highlighting, right? It's the X factor from SAD Esports. These young guns, man, you can't sleep on them. Even if things seem unfavorable. We comfortably gave him the Caster's Curse, too, on top of that. We gave him the full-on curse. I mean, this is all our fault. That's all I can think of.
We did this to ourselves.
Insane. I mean, this is just beautiful to see, man. This is what the Cinderella story is all about, but still ways to go. This half is salvageable for SRB. And for SAD Esports, they cannot get too comfortable. The foot needs to remain on the gas, and they cannot get too eager to maintain this lead or extend it even further.
No complacency allowed for SAD.
Enemy tag.
Gotta get this done. Gotta get this done now. For Shopify, it never feels out of reach until it's 13, but it is a ways away. Xander with this judge. Flashed in his face. God, Pain had a millennium to deal with that.
And they're pivoting instantly.
There.
And they're wedged now. It's a 2-2 split for the defending side. This is a curse split. The double senties are here, so they have a little bit more to work with, but they're going to feel the pressure coming in from Market here shortly. They need to push forward. As soon as that door in Market breaks, there's a lot of pressure now on Smoke.
Already has to TP away after that first shot whiffs onto main. Barrier Orb does afford them a little bit of time, but Exa, only a body, no more. Another whiff from Smoke is absolutely everything, and Vita now messing with it, juking him, disrespected him. And that might be the call already for Shopify, but at very least, they get Vita once again in the front lines. Look at this snake around from Pain. Almost both. Nature afforded a second chance to get at least one more, but no. This KO wants everything. 9-1 for SAD on the attack.
Yeah, it's cool, calm, and collected for SAD Esports now. You can just tell in their cams. It's just the stress levels are down to an absolute minimum, man. It can't get any lower. All the pressure's now on SRB. The expectations for this roster have been so high throughout the split. And while their form has been in an ebb and flow, they've had some close series. They've looked like one of the top teams undeniably in the league, and at their absolute peak, they've looked like the best team in the league. But now, against complete underdogs, a team that people have been sleeping on since the beginning of the split, are made to look like fools. It's 9-1, and it's a further aggression coming out here from SRB, a desperate play to regain dominance, but they can't get anything out of it once again.
Satellite is way up. The Blaze just gonna let Vita know where he is. Easy slide, easy kill. Neural Theft gives away Smoke's position next. Surely on the chopping block too. TP's out to save face. And now confirm the 2-2. SAD are gonna take this with unbridled confidence. Vita just walking it down this time. Xander, low. Nothing for him either. Nothing for Shopify coming up right this round. It's gotta be an attempt at 10-2. As Sad manage completely fine this round. He even spotted Nature on the getaway.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be contested for sure.
Standing.
No rifle to work with.
No, it's flawless.
I mean, this is absolute boom for SRB, right? You went from the last time you played this having an 11-1 defensive half to a potential 1-11. There's not enough rounds to work with anymore. It needs to be the 210 right here. It needs to be the pistol. It needs to be the bonus. You need to get at least 6 or 7 in a... I did it. Need to be at least 6 in a row to at least make this manageable, man. This is so out of control now. Paint 20 and 7, Pain 12 and 5, 2 clutches on for him already. Welly a clutch for him as well. Vita an absolute menace, breaking wrists, breaking ankles on every single angle and every single fight that he takes. Wow. I mean, full driver's seat. I mean, look at the tempo. SRB has no idea where to be. They tried playing forward, got swept. They tried playing passive, got swept. They don't know where to be. Satellite trying to play fast rotate with ultimate, but Sad Esports are in full control. The tempo is all in their hands now, and it seems like they're eyeing out this B site.
Smoke will be set up on the lane. No command in, no TP free. Run it back as well in response for Satellite to try to enter this early. That does help get rid of Vita. Still on this site, Pain making a ruckus, just spraying down Nature through the smoke. Now the only smoke left on site is the guy that is so used to having a scope to take this command over the site. Left without. Teammates trying to help out. Double flashing is gorgeous from Satellite and Xander, who both get theirs. Exa with the res. Welly on his own. Gets a whole lot, but not enough. And Shopify have just enough to get to 210.
Switching sides.
And the room for error is non-existent now. I mean, just insane half from Sad Esports. Everything they called, everything they were doing was working out. Off the back of team play, off the back of individual heroics when it was required, never skipping a beat. Every kill was so on point. And now they're in such a comfortable lead on a much more manageable half. But again, Tenric, attack can be a little bit easier sometimes if you have players that are smart, you have players that are talented, and you're kind of a fresh to the map. But on defense is when things get tested, right? It requires a lot of team play. It requires a lot of things to go favorably for you. So this is the real test for Sad Esports right here on this defensive side. Yes, this is a defensive-sided map, generally speaking, but it can still be very hard with this level of experience in the server. Important round here for both teams, I think. SRB desperately needs this. Sad Esports looking to keep the throttle going.
This go both ways, or is map 3 a done deal? Instant dumping off the flash drive, and Sad get rid of the easy one. Meanwhile, 2 members of Shopify snaking through tree, smoke creeping all the way up through mid, 1-for-1 for them. And now the ruckus down on A main turns into a full-blown brawl. Vita not finding anything, but Pain still left uncontested in the flash out, forced to just grab the spike. It's Satellite in a 1v2 after Zaj survives that fight and makes his way back over.
The guessing game now, though, for Satellite. He has no idea where Zaj is rotated to.
Yeah.
He guessed this, though. He's got some time on the clock. He's got some ways to unravel this. He's going to force it, and that's going to force the scenario 1v2 double flank.
Gotta play it mathematically where you watch where you already know the one guy is. Just see where it goes from there. Work on your reflexes.
That's
which
awkward.
luckily won't have to be that crazy. And that one way is hella good, but Satellite can manage pretty well. 25 HP to take care of the last one. Steps out once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, wrapping it. Low on time, but Pain has the angle. And it's 4 for him instead. Yeah, means a
Lights
lot.
out.
Either way. But for Sad, it means everything.
I mean, what a standout player, man. He's just been such a beast. Quietly at the top of the scoreboards for this team. we've talked a lot about him, but I think the level of credit this player deserves is so crazy. His util is always on point, and now his clutch ability on full display here against one of the best teams we have in the region. The 4 kills on the pistol, 11-2 now. The room for error is non-existent. It has evaporated, Tenric. It needs to be lights out for SRB now. SAD Esports in the absolute driver's seat, looking confident, looking dominant. And SRB scrambling to find solutions in this entire third map. A map that they came into this so confident in. And even the desk were saying they're favoring their odds. Everything was pointing against SAD Esports, right? Their 0-3 record on the map. Everything pointing away from SAD Esports. And for them to come out in this dominant display is so inspiring. 11-2. Whew. It's a lot, man.
Smoke on his lonesome with this outlaw. A lot riding on his ability to get this first blood, and he will. Vita falls. Could sell that presence, but SAD, not necessarily discouraged from keeping this 2-2. Yeah, they'll stick around. Hear the steps. They'll run it back out from Satellite. Gets slowed by the trap, forces out another curveball, but it still does well to get rid of Zaj. Swelly now swarmed by Shopify, doesn't get one on his way down. 5v2 for Shopify. This take looked sublime. What comes of it now? Barrier orb on top of this too, just making it as slow as possible. And Exa in front of this now, able to play out time, and SAD will fall short.
Okay.
A good start, a little late, but not too late.
Yeah, at least the team play and the comms have not broken down fully, which is a positive sign. Team play still there for sure for SRB. And again, yes, you have a comfortable lead for SAD Esports, but man, that lead could chip away very easily against a team like SRB. We've seen the composure before. We've seen them make these comebacks. One of the more experienced rosters that we have here in VCL. Definitely do not want to get too comfortable if you're SAD Esports. The economy here is in shambles. SRB staring down the barrel of a potential 4th. Slowly but surely, chipping away. But man, the expectations for SRB throughout this entire split from the organization and from everything is so high. I wonder how they recover if they go down to lowers, man. It's gonna be so tough.
Yeah. Your road is so much tougher and so much more dangerous. You're more vulnerable to core beating you in points or another team having that chance to win out the stage as a whole.
One enemy remaining.
Shopify will make quick work of this round. SAD have a couple in this economic cycle that they are able to give away. Can't get too comfortable with it, but this round it's fine. Yeah. Oh. Trying to pick up another. He does. Doesn't even need the regular rifle. Finally finished, but honestly, getting rid of those 2 guns is kind of major.
And also just styling on him for 2 kills with a pistol.
Oh yeah, those are solid.
Trying to heat up and he won't even let him. That's crazy.
One enemy remaining.
Terribly so.
All right. I mean, 4-11. No,
Yeah, what's the
on
plan
board.
here? This is
Possible.
Shopify's round. Like this is the need to win one.
It's got to be the run it back. It's got to be that early control for either A main or B main. I think they're eyeing out A for this time. Overwhelm A main, take the run it back and make some work with it. A set play though coming out from SAD Esports, looking to maintain that tempo.
Extending quick, trying to turn it into a trap, but smoke! The man short-sided, he still got it under control. Now letting that run it back go to make sure the A take is good. Well, he can spray that one down at the very least through the blaze. So the fight's gonna be reset and the barrier orb will prevent a decent angle. Everybody from SAD able to defensively reset, and now that everyone from SAD is here, Shopify, consider turning it back around. Still 65 on the clock.
Yeah, they don't really need to press the matter, to be honest. They can take their time. The double kill from Smoke has bought them so much room and so much time. The pressure's on SAD Esports to try to figure out where they want to be. Honestly, if I'm them, I'm just stacking A site. If it ends here, great. If it doesn't, we're just saving these 3 weapons. There's really no reason for SAD Esports to take excessive risk at this point. Just try to maximize as many gun rounds as you can get. You definitely don't want to keep throwing rounds away to SRB feeling too comfortable with this lead, that's for sure.
Yeah, bank until you can win. Vita's gonna be here. It is indeed an hit onto A.
Fine.
A little bit of crowd surfing. Good time wasting. Vita's gonna pop out again. Now let Zaj get his, but both get sprayed down quick. Big recon dart to let Welly get a freebie at the very least. Exit taking his timing with the jump up now after the kill onto Satellite. Still, good scrapes done by Sad, but you do lose all your guns in exchange.
Okay. Slowly but surely. That's three in a row now. That Esports on the back foot once again. Economy in shambles. Look how I didn't notice how top heavy Sad Esports' score looked. It's really just 3 players that are putting in the work right now. The other 2 are a little bit quiet. For SRB, Smoke's got the outlaw in hand. It's a great round for that. I imagine it's going to be nice and slow, methodical, surgical, precise. What other words can I think of?
Plenty of synonyms for that. You can go on for hours. A drone in through mid, good space gained. Especially with the smoke out. Shopify can lean pretty heavily on this. Well, he's gonna go for it. Vita with the double. Smoke the one planted for it. Feels like you can get a really easy eco out of this if you go for it, but no. Noise cut, so they won't.
Oh. Well, haircut for Zaj.
Alvi
Just sick, because now they need to react to Chamber, but as soon as they do, he's going to TP out and have a ton of info to work with. Yep, that's the reaction on A now available. 2 players here defending, 1 in wine, so there's still a crossfire available here for Sad Esports. And it's going well for Sad now. 4v3. Excuse me, 3v3, all even, but ground is available for Sad.
Satellite can just spray through the rest of heaven and turn on to Pain as well. Bullseyeing with that Odin to speedrun the remainder of the round. That already looked pretty good for Shopify, granted.
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
I don't think he let go of mouse 1.
I don't think he did either. Yeah, he just swung it.
He actually just he let that thing sing, man. It looks scary though. Oh, unfortunate. Wah, wah, wah. But I mean, yeah, it looked very scary for SRB. The space that they had to work with, the amount of crossfires that were available in those positions. For now, the economy is stabilized for Sad Esports. The op is online now for Vita for the first time in this half. The Odin here for Welly as well. All the tricks up being spent on this round, Tenrik. Early line here available for Vita. He's going to establish the B line. That's going to allow Sad Esports to pivot more heavily towards the A side of the map, where Paint and Welly, or excuse me, Paint and Pain. Say that past multiple times.
I know, isn't it great? It's like that team that got posted once nothing got signed to Wolves, because now you have nothing, something, nobody, 9body.
Dead.
Right, Pain here again to intercept. Good fragment to stall out, but Smoke still finds the shot onto Pain. That recon dart doing God's work, but Pain waiting out to get the free 2. Xander has to trade it out quick, but Welly, the spray from on high, turns it to a 3v2. Now the plant commitment from Shopify to reset. The Hunter's Fury is going to be late to it. Smoke can avoid it. Another empty ulti from the side of Sad this time. And that neural theft is going to confirm the spots instead. Smoke having to reposition to the Jenny. Now the double up in Hell. Classic spot. Still a strong one, even if it's known. And when these players are this good, each getting theirs, both low HP, but now they'll double into the high-low with the crouch. Creeping around the Jenny, Welly in front of this. Odin is strong against it, turns onto the first, waiting for Smoke to give himself away, but he does it until the last moment. And Shopify continue to hold on.
And the tension there was so visible. The low HP, the Odin in play, they could have easily pressured the spike. Could have gone so wrong for SRB. But Smoke, the composure remains. I mean, he was having a bit of a rough time earlier in this third map, but now he's fired up. 20 and 11 now for Smoke. Ever since that 4K, I think he's just been kind of lights out. That's revived him. And now the first timeout coming out from Sad to discuss their options. They haven't really been tested before. Hi, kitty. They haven't really been tested before. Now they have it, but starting to look a lot more manageable now, Tenric, when you look at that score. 11-7. Economy broken here for SAD Esports. Looking for potential 8th on the board for SRB. Alt cycles coming up here shortly after. Res available on Sage as well. Still one of the highest converted alts in the game.
A hella winnable game from Shopify here. A lot of resets. A lot of things you can switch up from round to round with the alt cycle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of credits left over after these couple rounds where they've been able to slowly build up.
Yeah. I think the composure that you would need for SRB to stay locked in this game, to come back in this fashion and win out, I mean, it would give them so much confidence knowing that they could play and make this many mistakes and still come out on top. That's a huge buff to the mental. But for SAD Esports, a win right here would put a jet engine in their sails. It would give them so much confidence moving forward in this upper bracket against M80. Well, with the Marshall, he's so good with it, but he'll get smoked off. And a slow, measured play here for SRB, looking to see and absorb a lot of the aggression that has been relentless from the SAD Esports side of things.
I'm out of here.
Maybe trying to get the stack going. Well,
Shut down.
give it a try with 2. Yeah, it's quickly taken care of. And this will have to be another round you're just okay with parting with. None of these shots really hitting. And the barrier orb's so much stronger now. And nothing's gonna land here. Pain will at least get the 1, but that'll do it. And Exa was farming without the need to with that res. And yeah, getting excited about how close this is getting. Back to the buy round, back to the ults for SAD Esports. The round that really matters here. It is, I mean, it is this or it's 11-11, you know? Like that is how, that is what we're talking at this point.
And I think the fortunate thing for SRB now is, I mean, even if they lose 2 in a row, they still at least have guns for both of those rounds, right? Their economy's stabilized for the most part. So it's a lot less pressure on SRB than what we had before, obviously. And for the deficit between them is only really 2 gun rounds. Like one of them will be another eco for SAD Esports. So, I mean, anything could happen right here. They have a lot to work with in these follow-up rounds. So still a ton of pressure on SAD Esports despite the lead.
Doesn't even care about the slow orb. Still almost gets out. Now that res can be used on Satellite to turn it back to a 5v4. A TP ulti from Pain to get him over to B site quicker. On top of all this Cypher util, it's going to be tough for Shopify to fully door bust.
I think they know that 2 players are here, right? Because they saw the Neon stun from Barkit. They saw the Cypher on site. They see the util. And the Omen all pretty much confirms that 3 are here unless the mind games are happening. But I think they'll just pivot off, leave the insert here for smoke. He'll probably look for the rotators on the way out, but I think the Spike and the players for SRB are all shifting towards the A side of the map, so pressure's on Paint, who's been having a hell of a game so far. He's got to be clean from this wine position. I'm curious to see if SRB is diligent enough to check it and clear it.
Is waiting for Smoke to duck back out, but Smoke's just gonna go forward and find Zaj on the lurk. Pain stuck over there too. Pain getting one is well down, and on top of the flash bounce, they can recover. Turned away. Shopify making a 3v2. Pain and Vita now quickly on the way back after they were managing their corners. Plant down for free.
He's got the ult
Satellite
too.
making sure no one's flanking. Here's the overdrive from Vita, and he goes. Sprays down from Nature. Xander covers back. Nature gets his again, and Shopify win another one. That is ult burned on both ends, but the momentum still favoring the 9.
Yeah, and it's actually a max emotions being displayed now in SRB. Before it was like, okay, fist bumps, we're not out of the water yet, but now they're starting to get a hint and a whiff of that potential comeback. 9-11 now. Again, the economy here for SAD Esports is mostly in. This is so aggressive too from SAD Esports, holding ground, trying to desperately find gaps in the default that SRB's throwing at them. And I think that desperation again isn't. Oh wait, hold that thought. It's a fast play.
Ow. No, they're just going for it again. Vita double slide on top of the TP. Smoke still recovers to get 1. Pain can at least refrag it. The bad gun's forcing SAD to be this active again, and well, he's gonna make it work. Turn it into a sheriff pick onto Exa through the door as it's smoked. Now it'll get shut. Rest is SAD on the way back. Slightly better guns to their names. Pain, namely, with this Guardian, can pierce and do the tiniest bit of chip to Xander.
Oh, this flank. Anyone check it?
Doesn't seem like it. Neither looking. Oh, now they are on top of the flashing. Quickly managed.
Wow.
Saj gone.
Yeah, that second of hesitation cost him his life and his timing. Now it's a 3v3 from the forward positions. No more flank available. The jump up now for Xander to make things a lot more manageable. The Hunter's Fury invested a bit of an overinvestment. I think it's worth it. They need these rounds. They cannot take the chance. And now it's the 3v2. HPs are low. Xander finds the third as well. The second, excuse me. And it's all Welly now by himself in the 1v3. He's clutched up, but this one might be just a little too much for him. Players all around. He's surrounded. He's alone. He's got no HP, and it's SRB against all odds. Even when it looks uncomfortable in these scenarios, they hold strong.
Once again, nasty work throughout to hold it down. Continuing to watch those sixes, pay attention to when players could respond and react, and always acting in accord. Big buy up necessary to hold on to the momentum, but Shopify have been saving up. Sad. Now with what may be their penultimate full buy for this series of Regulation, and the only ult they're close to is a Hunter's Fury.
Yeah. And they likely won't get it in the beginning of the round either because this map's so attack-sided for the orbs. It's so hard to get on defense. So he likely won't get that unless he finds a kill or in the next round, of course. But honestly, just looking at the ults, I think the Hunter's Fury is going to be the main ult that comes into play for the rest of the series, I think. Unless we see a satellite pop-off or something. Everyone else is pretty far away from any meaningful ults. Like, yeah, maybe the Neural Theft comes up. Maybe the Tour de Force, but those aren't like round changing per se. The dynamic stays the same. It's just an extra gun in the hands. But 10 to 11 now. The gap's completely closed, Henrik. A round win right here would crush SAD Esports' economy and their comfort that they've built in their phenomenal first half. But on this half, we said it was the one that was the difficult one. They got the pistol. They got thrifty, and it's cost them so many rounds since then. Smoke. He's always good for one, no matter what gets thrown at him in this game. And he's looking to hold it down towards the B main.
Thrown out, confirming one. No more. Seeing if Welly tries to peek into it. And he just might. With that Odin, guaranteed angle. There's the drone into the shock dart. Catches the corner. Nature takes some chip. But again, that costs space. So that'll let him curveball in. Again, Welly backs. Now the recon dart to force the slowdown. And a little more spray, hopefully. Rest of SAD is on the way back here. They'll fight this quick. And Shopify still relatively uncertain of the push. Lets Vita start spraying through. Zash for the re-engagement, but Vita is active, moving, finally refragged. Welly, with this Hunter's Fury after that kill, is able to track down at least part of Nature's HP, but too scared of the aggression, doesn't go for the third tag. 2v2, and it's all reduced. And SRB is back on the lane, but Payne with this flank could be major. Recon Dart will give away his position in the boathouse, and it's Odin for Odin action to send Satellite on the way in, but Welly sprays right through it, and Payne's made his way back. He's got to pay attention to both sides! And SAD are one round away from making this a reverse comeback.
Match point.
The patience from Welly to just hold strong while Payne gained ground on that flank is so good, man. And the brawl right here, the supporting util to allow SAD Esports the opportunity to brawl out comfortably from both the backside and the front side from spawn. 12-10 now. The economy here for SRB is still good. The economy for SAD Esports is mostly all in. The Outlaw will do damage if he so chooses. Oh, he's pulling it out. That's nasty, Smoke. 2 rounds to go right here. Tenrik, if this round is a loss for SAD Esports, that's it. That's their economy all in. It will be the overtime, and it's a fast play, a Hail Mary play from SAD Esports, and they're getting shut down, but it's an absolute brawl in spawn. 2v2, 1v2. Satellite by himself now. 20 seconds into the round.
Welly got such insane value out of just spraying through the wall for that. And Satellite, forced to go for this rushdown, does have the ulti to reset this fight, and Zaj doesn't have a good gun. But Welly's so damn close to this. He has like no time to get set. He's got to just go for it, not even able to ulti. Both flashes used before Welly even comes in. And that'll do it, folks. From 10 to 2 to 11 to 10. to no matter.
Defenders win.
Sad Esports complete the upset we were all kind of hoping might happen. And the second seed has been sent into loser.